I.S.U.P.K. 53rd Annual Lord's Passover.
Hey, Shalom, Israel. This is I.S.U.P.K. down in Florida. I'm Captain of 10,000 Shamoy Yalo. We here to let you know 53rd Annual Lord's Passover is going to be held down here in Florida. It's going down in South Florida, Cocoa Beach.
Friday, April 15th, 2022.
The lamb, the wine, the brotherhood, the sisterhood, you understand? Good music, good weather, palm trees, the whole nine.
This is going to be glorious. Book your hotels now at the Holiday Inn Express and Suites, 301 Tucker Lane, Cocoa Beach, Florida, 32926.
April 15th and the 16th. Don't just book for the 15th. Book for the 15th and the 16th.
It's going down Friday, April 15th at the Space Coast Convention Center.
Moses told Pharaoh we need 3 days to be able to go out into the wilderness and serve our power the way he commands. You're going to have to get that off with your boss, with your slave master. So make sure you in the building. Cocoa Beach, Florida, April 15th to 16th, 2022 is going down. We'll see y'all there. Shalom.
Power, 144,000. I'm just trying to make 144,000. 144,000. I'm just trying to make 144,000.
Got it.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah, tomorrow. Now we in that thing.
Ayalawan ban Zabalawan ban Yashala.
Ayalawan ban Zabalawan ban Yashala.
Yahaba Shem Yashab Rakata.
Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shab Rakatham. Good. Go ahead, take it to the face. You got work later. Go ahead, take it to you got the sled. I spilled a little bit.
La Yashala.
La Yashala.
Don't sound crazy.
I spilled it. No. Stand up. We got to do prayers.
All right. First up is the Lord's Prayer.
Hold on 1 second. Oh, here we go. Now we're hitting.
Sound crazy. First up is the Lord's Prayer.
Yeah.
Conkan. Abanawa.
Abanawa.
Shabbat Shemayim.
Shabbat Shemayim.
Kodash.
Kodash.
Hayat.
Hayah.
Shemka.
Shemka.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Malakwaka.
Malakwaka.
Taba'ah.
Taba'ah.
Ratazaka.
Ratazayaka.
Hayat.
Hayah.
Aisha.
Aisha.
Ba'arataza.
Ba'arataza.
Kawa.
Kawa.
Hayat.
Hayah.
Bashamayim.
Bashamayim.
Badalanawa.
The Thundernawa.
Lacham.
Lacham.
Kal.
Call.
Yawam.
Yawam.
Wasalakanawa.
Wasalaknawa.
Kabawathnawa.
Kawawathnawa.
Kasalaknawa.
Kasalaknawa.
Kabawathinawa.
Kawawathinawa.
Wala'ah.
Walala.
Sabaya'ayanawa.
Tabayayanawa.
Banasayawan.
Bunasayawan.
Abal.
Abal.
Hoshayanawa.
Hayashayanawa.
Mayan.
Mayan.
Right.
Right.
Kaya.
Kaya.
Laka.
Ka.
Amalakwa.
Amalakwa.
Waha'ala.
Walala.
Wathaparath.
Wataparath.
La'aiwalamyam.
Alive alum you.
Aman.
I'm on. Lord's Prayer in English. Our Father,
which
which art in heaven,
art in heaven,
hallowed be thy name.
hallowed be thy name.
Yahweh,
Yahweh,
thy kingdom come,
thy kingdom come,
thy will be done
thy will be done
in earth
in earth
as it is in heaven.
as it is in heaven.
Give us this day
Give us this day
our daily bread,
our daily bread,
and forgive us our
and
debts
forgive us our debts
as we forgive our
we
debtors.
forgive our debtors,
And lead us not
and lead us not
into temptation,
into temptation,
but deliver us from
Mhm.
evil.
but deliver us from evil.
For thine is the kingdom,
For thine is the kingdom,
and the power,
and the power,
and the glory,
and the glory
forever.
forever.
So be it.
So be it. Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai.
What prayer is it?
Oh, this is the power prayer.
All right.
Oh God. Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai.
Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai,
Baba Kushai.
Baba Kushah,
Nathan Lanawa.
Latan Lanawa,
Hakach.
Hakach,
Hakach.
Hakach,
Lara Pa'a.
La Rapa'ah,
Kau Makala.
Kal Makala,
Wakau Madawa.
Wakal Madawa,
Hakach.
Hakach,
Latahar.
Latahar,
Hamatazarayim.
Hamatazarayim,
Hakach.
Hakach,
Lahakwim.
Lahakwim,
Hamathium.
Hamathium,
Hakach.
Hakach,
Al Rakawa.
Arwakawa,
Hatama'ala.
Hatama'ala,
Lagarishan.
Lagarshan,
Bahasham.
Bahashim,
Yahushai.
Yahushai,
The water.
the water.
Amen.
Come on. Now we're going to do the power prayer in English. Lord, in the name of Yahushai,
Lord, in the name of Yahushai,
please give us the power
please give us the power
to heal all manner of sickness
to heal all manner of sickness
and all manner of disease,
and all manner of disease,
the power to cleanse the lepers,
the power to cleanse the lepers,
the power to raise the dead,
the power to raise the dead,
the power against unclean spirits,
the power against unclean spirits,
to cast them out.
out.
In the name of
In
Yahushai,
the name of Yahushai,
so thank you, so be it.
thank you, so be it. Next up is the blessings prayer. Barakatah Yahweh,
Barakatah Yahweh,
Wa Yahushai,
Wa Yahushai,
Wama Yaka'ala,
Wa Mayakyala,
Wa Allahayim,
Wa Alahayim,
Matazab Ya'ah,
Matazab Ya'ah,
Alawap Yahana,
Alawap Yahana,
Ha Alawapim,
Ha Alawapim,
Hasaranyim,
Hasaranyim,
Quatazayanyim,
Hakwatazanyim,
Hakaya Yalyim,
Hakal Ya'alyim,
Waha Akhwathim,
Ha'awakyim,
Yahweh,
Yahweh,
Ba'Shem,
Bahashim,
Yahushai,
Yahushai,
the water.
the water.
Amen.
Come on. Now this is the I.S.U.P.K blessings prayer. Bless you, Yahweh,
Bless you, Yahweh,
and Yahushai,
and Yahushai,
and Michael,
and Michael,
and the angels,
and the angels,
commanding General Yohana,
Commanding General Yahana,
the generals,
the generals,
the captains,
the captains,
the officers,
the officers,
the troopers,
and
the sisters.
the sisters.
Yahweh, in the name of Yahushai,
Yahweh, in the name of Yahushai,
thank you, so be it.
thank you, so be it. Next up is the Psalms 121. Go a little bit slow, just keep steady. Asha,
Asha,
Ayanya,
Hayanya,
Al-Hahariam,
Al-Hahariam,
Ma'ayan,
Ma'ayan,
Yaba'ah,
Yaba'ah,
Isariah,
Azariah,
Ma'aim,
Ma'aim,
Yahweh,
Yahweh,
Asha,
Asha,
Shamayan,
Shamayan,
Wa'arataza,
Wa'arataza,
Al-Yathan,
Al-Yathan,
Lamawat,
Lamawat,
Regalka,
Regalka,
Al-Yanawam,
Al-Yanawam,
Shamarka,
Shamarka,
Hana,
Hana,
La'ah,
La'ah,
Yanawam,
Yanawam,
Wala'ah,
Wala Allah,
Yayashan,
Yayishan,
Shawamar,
Shawamar,
Yasharala,
Yashala,
Yahweh,
Yahweh,
Shamarka,
Shamarka,
Yahweh,
Yahweh,
Tazalka,
Tazalka,
Al-Yad,
Al-Yad,
Yamyanka,
Yamyanka,
Yawamam,
Yawamam,
Hashamash,
Hashamash,
La'ah,
La'ah,
Lakaka,
Lakaka,
Wayarach,
Wayarah.
Bala Yala,
But y'all say it again.
Bala Yala,
Oh yeah, Balal Ya'al,
Yahweh,
Yahweh,
Yashamarka,
Yashamarka,
Makalarai,
Makalarai,
Yashamar,
Yashamar,
Athnapashka,
Af Napashka,
Yahweh,
Yahweh,
Yashamar,
Yashamar,
Taza'athka,
Taza'athka,
Wabawa'aka,
Wa'aba'adka,
Maitha,
Mayata,
Wa'ai,
Wa'aid,
Iwalam.
Iwalam. Now this is the Psalms 121 in the English. I will lift up my eyes into the hills.
I will lift up my eyes into the hills.
From whence cometh my help?
From whence cometh my help?
My help cometh from Yahweh.
My help cometh from Yahweh,
Which made the heaven and the earth.
which made the heaven and the earth.
He will not suffer thy foot to be moved.
He will not suffer thy foot to be moved.
He that keepeth thee will not slumber.
He that keepeth thee will not slumber.
Behold,
Behold,
he that keepeth Israel
he that keepeth Israel
shall neither slumber nor sleep.
shall neither slumber nor sleep.
The Lord is my keeper.
The Lord is my keeper.
The Lord is my shade upon thy right hand.
The Lord is the shade upon my right hand.
The sun shall not smite thee by day,
The sun shall not smite thee by day,
nor the moon by night.
nor the moon by night.
The Lord shall preserve thee from all evil.
The Lord shall preserve thee from all evil.
He shall preserve thy soul.
He shall preserve thy soul.
The Lord shall preserve thy going out
The Lord shall preserve thy going out
and thy coming in
and thy coming in
from this time forth
from this time forth
and even forevermore.
and even forevermore. Last up, Psalms chapter 83.
Go ahead.
Kanokan. Alahayim.
Alahayim.
Al-Damaya Laka.
Al-Damaya Laka.
Al-Thakarash.
Al-Thakarash.
Wa Al-Tashakwat.
Al-Tashakwat.
Al.
Al.
Kaya Hana.
Kaya Hana.
Awayab Yaka.
Awayabyaka.
Hamayawan.
Hamayawan.
Ra'ash.
Ra'ash.
Al-Imaka.
Al-Imaka.
Yai Rayamwa. It's Yai Rayamwa.
Yai Rayamya.
Sawada.
Sawada.
Wayatha.
Wayata.
Yai Tazawa.
Yai Tazawa.
Al Tazapawanyaka.
Al Tazapawanyaka.
Amarawa.
Amarawa.
Lakawa.
Lakawa.
Wanakah Yadam.
Wanakath Yadam.
Magauya.
Magalia.
Wala'a.
Wala'a.
Yazakar.
Yazakar.
Sham Yasharala.
Sham Yashala.
Iwada.
Iwada.
Kaya.
Kaya.
Nawai Tazawa.
Nawai Tazawa.
Laba.
Laba.
Yakhadwa.
Yaharwa.
Alyaka.
Alyaka.
Baryath.
Baryath.
Yakarathwa.
Yakarathwa.
Ahalya.
Yahalya.
Adawam.
Adawam.
Wayashamayala.
Wayashamayala.
Yam Mawaaba.
Yam Mawabwa. Mawabwa.
Wa Hagarium.
Ya Hagarium.
Gabal.
Gabal.
Wa Aimawan.
Wa Imawam.
Wa Aimalak.
Wa Imalak.
Palashath.
Palashath.
Ain Yashabia.
Ain Yashabia.
Tazawar.
Tazawar.
Gam Ashawar.
Gam Ashawar.
Nalawa.
Nalawa.
Imam.
Imam.
Hayawa.
Hayawa.
Zarawai.
Zarawai.
Labanya.
Labanya.
Lawat.
Lawat.
Salah.
Salah.
Aisha.
Aisha.
Laham.
Laham.
Kamadian.
Kamadyan.
Kasaya Sara'ah.
Kasayab.
Sara'ah.
Sarah.
Kayabyan.
Kayabyan.
Banakal.
Banahal.
Kayashwan.
Koyashwan.
Yashamadwa.
Yoshamadwa.
Bayan Daara.
Bayan Dayadra.
Hayawa.
Hayawa.
Daman.
Daman.
La'adama.
La'adma.
Shayathamwa.
Shayatamwa.
Nada.
Nada.
Yab Mawa.
Yab Mawa.
Kairab.
Kairab.
Kazaaba.
Kazabwa.
Wakazabach.
Wakazabach.
Wakatazal Manai.
Watazal Mayad.
Yeah, it's Wakatazal Manai. That's what that's the tongue twister right there. Salaki. Kal. Nasayakamwa.
Nasayakamwa.
Ashar.
Ashar.
Amarwa.
Amarwa.
Nayarasha.
Nayarasha.
Lanawa.
Lanawa.
Ath.
Na'awath.
Na'awath. Alahayim.
Alahayim.
Alahaya.
Alahaya.
Shayathamwa.
Shayatamwa.
Kagal Salaki. Kagalgala.
Kagalgala.
Kakwash.
Kakwash.
Lapanya.
Lapanya.
Rawaha. Kaash. Tabayra. Yaira.
Yaira.
Wa. Kala
Kayalaba.
Thalahat. Harayam. Khan. Tharadampa. Salaki. Tharadapma. Basairaka. Wabasa. Wapathka. Thabahalam. Mala'a,
Mala'a,
Panyaham,
Panyaham,
Kalawan,
Kalawam,
Wayabakwashwa,
Wayabakwashwa,
Shamka,
Shumka,
Yahweh,
Yahweh,
Yabashwa,
Yabashwa,
Wayabahalwa,
Wayabahawa,
Id Ya'id,
Aid,
Wayakaparwa,
say it one more time.
Wayakaparwa,
Wayakapardra,
Wayabadwa,
Wayabadwa,
Wayadaiwa,
Wayadaidwa,
Kaya Atha,
Kaya Ata,
Shumka,
Shumka,
Yahweh,
Yahweh,
Labadka,
Labadka,
Al Yawan,
Al Yawan,
Al Kalha,
Al Kaha,
Arataza.
Arataza. This is the Psalms 83 in the English. Keep not thou silence, O God.
Keep not thou silence, O God.
Hold not thy peace and be not still,
Hold not thy peace and be not still,
O God.
O God.
For lo,
For
thine enemies make a tumult,
thine enemies make a tumult,
and they that hate thee have lifted up thy head.
and they that hate thee have lifted up the head.
They have taken crafty counsel
They have taken crafty counsel
against thy people,
against thy people,
and consulted against thy hidden one.
and consulted against thy hidden one.
They have said, Come,
They have said, Come,
and let us cut them off from being a nation,
and let us cut them off from being a nation,
that the name of Israel may be in no more remembrance.
that the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance.
For they have consulted together
For they have consulted together
with one consent.
with one consent.
They are confederate against thee.
They are confederate against thee.
The tabernacles of Edom,
The tabernacles of Edom,
the Ishmaelites
the Ishmaelites
of Moab,
Moab,
and the Hagarenes,
and the Hagarenes,
Gabal,
Gabal,
and Ammon,
and Ammon,
and Amalek,
and Amalek,
the Philistines with the inhabitants of Tyre.
the Philistines with the inhabitants of Tyre.
Ashur has also joined with them.
Ashur has also joined with them.
They have opened the children of Lot,
They have opened the children of Lot,
Salah.
Salah.
Do unto them as unto the Midianites,
Do unto them as unto the Midianites,
as to Sisera,
as to Sisera,
as to Jabin,
as to Jabin,
at the brook of Kison,
at the brook of Kisan,
which perished at Endor.
which perished at Endor,
They became as dung for the earth.
that became as dung for the earth.
Make their nobles like Oreb.
Make their nobles like Oreb. So I was just sharing the class like that. Go ahead.
And like Zeb.
And like Zeeb,
Yea,
yea,
all the princes of Zabah,
all the princes of Zabah,
and Azamuna,
and Azamuna,
who said, let us take to ourselves the house of God.
Let us take to ourselves the house of God
In possession.
in possession.
Oh my God.
Oh my God.
Make them like a wheel,
Make them like a wheel
as stubble before the wind,
that stubble before the wind,
as fire beneath a wood.
as fire beneath the wood,
So like as fire burneth in the wood.
as fire burneth in the wood,
As the flame setteth the mountains on fire.
as the flame setteth the mountains on fire.
So persecute thee.
So persecute thee.
So persecute them
So persecute them
with thy tempest.
with thy tempest,
And make them afraid with thy storm.
and make them afraid with thy storm.
Fill their faces with shame,
Fill their faces with shame,
and they may seek thy name,
and they may seek thy name,
O Lord.
O Lord.
Let them be confounded and troubled forever.
Let them be confounded and troubled forever.
Yea,
Yea,
let them be put to shame and perish,
let them be put to shame and perish,
that men may know
that men may know
that thou,
that thou,
whose name alone
whose name alone
is Yahweh,
is Yahweh,
art the most high over all the earth.
art the most high over all the earth. Come on, that's it.
All right, there we can sit.
Did you adjust the AC?
No, AC's fine, I guess, right now.
Okay. All right. So we was in Genesis chapter 2 and verse 20 where we left off. Hold on. All right. Let me go ahead and get that.
Yeah, go ahead and get that out because I got to do some attendance and all that.
Okay. Genesis chapter 2 verse 20 in the Hebrew. Wayakra Ra Ha Adam Shamawath, Lakal, Habahama, Wala I.S.U.P.K, Hashem Yam, Walakal, Chayath, Hashadah, Wala Adam, La'a, Matazaa, Izar, Kanagagwa. That's the okay. So, verse 21. Wayapal, Yahweh, Allahayim, Tharadama, Al, Ha'adam, Wayat Yasham, Washan, Wayakwach, Achad, Matazala, Aitha, Yahweh. Okay. Wayasagar, Bashar, Thana. Verse 22. Wayaban Yahweh, Alahayim, Atha, Hat Tazalai, Ashar, Laquach, Man, or Mana, Ha-Adam, La Asha, Wayaba'a, Al, Ha-Adam. That's verse 22. Okay. Waya Amar, Ha-Adam, Ta'atha, Ha-Pa'aim, Itazam, Ma'itazam ya, Ma'itazam ya, Wabashar, Mabashar Rai, Mabashar Raya, Laza'ath, Yaikwa Ra'a, Aisha, Kal, Ma'ayash, Aqua Kahaya, Za'ath. Verse 24. Al Khan, Ya'izab, Ayash, Atha, Abayawa, Aslake, Abayawa, Wa'itha, Aimawa, Wadabakwa, Ba'aisha Thawa, Wahayawa, Labashar, Achad. Verse 25. Wahayawa, Shana Yaham, Ira wa Mayam, Ha Adam, Wa Ashathwa, Wala'a, Yathabasha Shawa. That's the end of the chapter, I don't want.
All right. Let's go to the English art.
Okay. Genesis chapter 2 and verse 20. And Adam gave names to all cattle.
Is it what?
And Adam gave names to all cattle.
Right. So Adam named all the cattle, man. That's how much That's how much the Lord entrusted him with the work.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? The Lord entrusted Adam to name all the cattle. That's how we have dominion over the earth, over all the animals, like we were going to in Genesis 1. About how we had dominion over all the earth, over all the animals and
Right.
everything. But then now he separated at all that, and then now he gives dominion to Adam to name all the cattle and everything on the earth. You know what I mean? That's a special job, man. It's just like the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge today, who has dominion over all the earth, man.
That's right.
Under Yahweh Shah Mashiach, man, and Commanding General Yohana. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Right? We're the highest ranking men on the earth.
Mm-hmm.
Not the presidents and the here, scoot over. Huh?
Slack.
Scoot over. There we go. Not the not the presidents and the prime ministers and the Queen of England and all of that. No, man, the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge are the highest ranking men over all the earth. Go ahead.
Right, and even when you come into the school in the I.S.U.P.K, you have to earn your name, and your name is given to you by the higher ranking man, and that has to be approved by, I mean, all the way up to the generals. You know what I'm saying? So basically, it's a name that it is supposed to reflect who you are. What Adam was given was charge of giving these animals names that reflect who they were. Right, like a shark. Like I can imagine what the name would be in Hebrew, but a Leviathan, scripture refers to them Leviathan and beasts and things like that. And so there's different types of animals, and they're based off of the way they act, the things that they do, and that's how we get our names as well, coming into the school and being named by the higher ranking man.
Hey, get the school name.
Slocky, what's up?
I mean, get the school number.
The school number?
Yeah.
Con. The number is.
Hey, J-Man, you call this number.
390.
390.
Yeah, 390-6076.
6076. Call this number, J-Man. Call this number because I'm not for sure if we're gonna be out there. We're gonna be out there teaching, but we are gonna be out. I really think we're gonna be out there. 390-6076.
Con, sir.
All right, go ahead, Salaki.
Nah, it's too All right. No, that was it. That was all I had to say to add to that. Do you want me to keep reading, sir?
Yeah, keep reading.
Verse 21. Oh, Salaki. My bad. And to the fowl of the air.
See, now he's giving names to the birds. He's the reason why pelicans are pelicans and eagles are eagles,
right,
and hawks are hawks,
right,
and well, what else kind of birds?
Falcons,
and pigeons,
albatross. You know what I'm talking about?
The blackbirds, the crows.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Parrots. The reason why all of them have their names.
Yeah, I'm right.
Keep going up.
Come on. It says, and to every beast of the field.
He's the reason why a lion is called a lion and a lioness is called a lioness.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? He's the reason why tigers are tigers and bears are bears and dingoes are dingoes and hyenas are hyenas. Antelopes are antelope. Is antelope a cattle? I don't know. Antelopes are antelopes and giraffes are giraffes and elephants are elephants. Everything. Keep going.
Come on. But for Adam, there was not found a helpmeet for him.
Go ahead and say it one more time.
But for Adam, there was not found a helpmeet for him.
Now, men and women, what are helpmeet? What are helpmeets? If Adam's a man, right, what is a helpmeet?
It'll be a woman.
It'll be a what?
A woman.
It'll be a woman. A woman. So Adam didn't have a woman with him. Adam didn't have nobody to help him do the things. And if you do know, it's a very hard job to take care of the earth, to take care of yourself, and have no woman to help you with the things that you need help with.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Go ahead.
It says, verse 21, and the Lord Yahweh caused a deep sleep to fall upon Adam.
You're right. The Lord caused a deep sleep to fall upon Adam. And we're not talking about him laying down and taking a nap.
Right.
And it was just, he was so tired that it was the longest nap ever. You know what I mean? Like the deepest sleep ever. No, it's not talking about that. It's talking about ignorance to come down to a level to where he wasn't so high, but it was like a sleep, like now when when somebody is not on the same level as you, right? You be like, you don't know about that? Oh, you sleeping. Yeah, you know what I mean? It's just
Right.
it's just that. So he had to stoop down to the level of a regular person that was on the earth then, because you remember man was made in the 6th day, and then Adam was come about in the 7th day. You know what I mean? So it was like a long dispensation of time,
Right.
before Adam was brought into the world and brought into the knowledge of the truth.
Right.
So it wasn't a deep sleep like he went to sleep. It was a deep sleep like deep ignorance of it. You feel me? Because he had to go down into the he had to go down to the state of a regular person. It's just like now when we want a woman in the world, if we like want a woman in the world, we have to go down to a level of ignorance. You know what I mean? To so we can clean that woman up and bring her into truth.
God, I see what you're talking about. Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's the same thing that Adam did. Go ahead.
And he slept, and he took one of his ribs and closed up the flesh instead thereof.
Right. So when it says he took one of his ribs, what does that mean? Does that mean a literal rib out of his side? Like, ugh. And he was like, yeah, and stuck it in the ground, and then a woman grew. Is that what that means? Because that's what the Christian church is going to have you believe. That's what the world is going to have you believe. Right? Every time Captain Tazariak or Captain Kataza debate a Muslim,
right?
They come up with the same thing about Adam and Eve being the only people on the earth, and he took his rib, and they say the same thing like they believe that Christian mumbo jumbo, but that's not what the Bible is talking about. Go ahead,
Come on. And he took one of his ribs.
Right. So what does that mean? Anybody in the class know what that means? Go ahead.
Meaning somebody from the same bloodline as him.
Right.
Like you know, I say this is my kinfolk, bone to my bone, flesh to my flesh.
Right.
That he took somebody from among his nation of people, his people, his folks. Right.
I got you. He took somebody of his family on the earth and made a family. That's what he did. He took somebody from a family of on the earth, his family on the earth, right? And now he's about to start making a family with his family, just like we do today. When you find a beautiful Black, Hispanic, or Native American woman, right? You wanna clean her up, make sure she's right, and clean her up, and then you want to start a family with your family that's on the earth. It's that simple. That's how you be fruitful and multiply, like the Lord said. Be fruitful and multiply. Go ahead.
And closed up the flesh thereof.
Right. Sewed up her mind. You know what I'm talking about? Sewed up her mind. Gave her the understanding of the Lord, the instruction of the Lord, just like he got the instruction. Go ahead.
Verse 22. And the rib which the Lord God had taken from man, made he a woman.
Right. So the rib, she's now a part of him. That's what it's talking about. She's now a part of him, because now you become one flesh. You know what I'm talking about? You're not two separate people no more. You have to become one to understand, to come to the understanding of family, and to come to understanding of being together. Right. Go ahead.
Salaki. So basically, he married her.
Yeah, basically he married her. He married her, and they became one flesh. He had sex with her, and they became one flesh.
That's what I was talking about, closing up the flesh, meaning like they getting it.
Yeah. They got close. They got close like that. You know what I mean? Closing up the flesh together.
Verse 22. And the rib which the Lord Yahweh hath taken from man, made he a woman, and brought her unto the man.
Right. No, go ahead. That's self-explanatory, right?
Verse 23. And Adam said, this is now bone of my bones and flesh of my flesh.
This is now what?
Bone of my bones and flesh of my flesh.
Right. Bone of my bone and flesh of my flesh is just slang for family. This is now that's my kinfolk. You know what I'm talking about? This is my flesh and bone right here. This is my flesh and my, you know what I'm talking about? This is my blood right here. This is like
my day one. Right?
Yeah. It's just a slang talk for family. It's a slang talk for family. And it'd be, we use the same thing nowadays, like when you walk on the streets, when you go out somewhere and you see somebody that you don't know,
right?
Or that you don't know, but you know, like that's your people. You be like, hey, what up, fam? What's up, kinfolk?
Right. You never even met him.
You ain't got to never even met him, but you know what I'm talking about. That's how we talk, because we're not like these heathen nations that fight each other. You know what I mean? That when they want to come back together and be family, Putin bombs the Ukraine, and then America, another set of Edomites from the same family, right? As Russia and Ukraine come in and instigate that and instigate that situation, so they can be bombing each other and killing each other.
Right.
You know what I'm talking about? We're not like that, because we have a higher social
structure.
Higher social structure.
What you looking for?
Babylon and Timbuktu. I don't want to do it, but I got to bring out history about it, because people don't understand.
There you go, sir. Which page you need?
That's right. So it's First Family Beginning. That's right. I think it's page 90.
Okay.
When it's talking about when we were in Africa, the last paragraph right here.
Right, I got you. Right here, Black Jews had an advantage.
Yep, there we go.
All right, so we reading an excerpt from Babylon to Timbuktu. Right? When was this even printed?
Like in the 70s.
This was printed in the 70s. All right. History of the ancient Black races.
Hold on. This was printed in the 70s, and in the 70s, if you know anything, right, that's when all that that African mumbo jumbo Pan-Africanism was hitting our people hard. They was all in the what would they call it? Africa Bambaataa and the Zulu Nation and all that. They were really trying to be African, man.
Yeah, Malachi York and
that Clark.
Right, and even Martin Luther King. And
you know what I mean? They were really trying to be African, but then this book came out. You know what I mean? It's giving understanding about the difference between Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans and African tribes, and how just because we're all dark skinned does not mean we're all the same people. You know what I mean? In Africa, they know that they all have dark skin, right? Or they all have color in their skin, but they know that they're not all they're all the same people, but they know they're not all the same tribe.
Right.
You know what I mean? They got 2,000 different spiritual understandings over there, different tribes over 30, 40 countries, 50 countries. You know what I mean? 3,000 different languages. They're not all the same over there, and they don't all get along like Black people over here want to make you think that they all get along over there in Africa. They don't all get along over there in Africa. They still have tribal wars to this day. You ever heard about the Hutu and the Tutsis in Uganda? Was it Uganda? Yeah, it was the whole the Hutus and the Tutsis. You never heard about that?
Nah.
Oh man, we'll talk about that one day. We'll talk about that one day. Well, they created there's a movie called Hotel Rwanda, and they created like tribal genocide on the other on one African tribe against another African tribe. Hey, give me that. Rank in order.
All right. So you want me to go ahead and read the paragraph?
Yeah,
sir?
go ahead.
It says the Black Jews had an advantage over the African tribes.
Right. So it said the Black Jews, when we were living in Africa, we had an advantage over the African tribes. We had an advantage over the African tribes. We wasn't all equal. It wasn't a big kumbaya and everything like that. We had our own land outside of Africa, separate of the Africans.
Right.
You know what I mean? That's why it was called Negroes Jew land on the west side of Africa, on the west coast of Africa. West side of Africa. Go ahead.
They carried their culture, history, laws, and written records with them.
Hold up the Bible. They carried the Bible with them. Read that part over. They carried their written records, their laws, and their history of their great men and great women in their culture. They carried it with them. Read that one more time.
Okay, it says they carried their culture, history, laws, and written records with them.
Yeah, they written records, man. They read about Moses. They read about these people. Why don't we have that same social organization inside of America, where we carried our laws? Because we don't know who we are. We are lost.
Right.
That's why we're the lost 12 tribes of Israel, and that's why Christ, the Black Messiah, the Yahushua Mashiach, who the world ignorantly knows as Jesus Christ, had to come back for his people. And he had to tell us out the Bible that he is not sent but to the lost sheep of the house of Israel.
Damn right.
He had to tell us that because we would still, if it wasn't for that, we'd still be trying to love everybody. And everybody's okay, and everybody can get this covenant, and everybody can come into the kingdom of heaven and rule the kingdom of heaven. No, the kingdom of heaven is not going to be ruled for everybody. Go ahead.
It says this assured them a constant precedent for the development of a higher social organization.
Right. We had a higher social organization. We were greater than the Africans. We were greater than the whole world inside of Africa. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Now keep going. All
right. Because of the stability of the Black Jewish culture.
The what?
Because of the stability of the Black Jewish culture.
And everybody wants to be stable by getting a business and helping out the white man and paying taxes and moving over there to so like you can move over there to New Braunfels and Stone Oak to the nice places, right? In Cibolo area. How does it say it becomes stable?
It says it's lucky. It says because of the stability of the Black Jewish culture.
Because we have a culture. Our culture is what makes us stable. And what is our culture? Are those laws, statutes, and commandments.
Right.
This Bible is our culture. So if all Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans start following the Bible like they're supposed to, those laws, statutes, and commandments, then we will be stable in America. We'll be a stable nation. But you won't be stable. You're not going to be stable going over there to New Braunfels and Stone Oak and living out there. You're not going to be stable. Because at one point in time, it's going to be nation against nation, and if you don't have enough people in your nation out there with you, you know what I'm talking about, you're going to be taken over.
That's right.
They're gonna kick down your doors. They're gonna kick down your doors, and they're gonna be like, and I know the black men like, I can handle it. I got this. I got that. I got that. Boy, you is not ready for Bob. That was a military, a U.S. Marine, and you know what I mean.
Right.
He's a trained killer. He's a trained killer, and if he has 3-4 more trained killers with him, they have a SEAL Team 6, right? If they got six guys, they have SEAL Team 6. That's all about putting that work in and killing and surviving. Go ahead,
Khan. Because of the stability of the Black Jewish culture, the Jews were not absorbed into the autochthonous population.
So you know how in America we were absorbed into the America. Now we're African American,
right,
or Black American.
Right.
It says out when we had our culture and our understanding of who we were, we wasn't doing that. We wasn't in Africa trying to be part of the Hutu tribe and trying to be part of the Igbo and trying to be part of the what do you call it, the Ashanti tribe, and we wasn't trying to do all that. We wasn't trying to do all that because we had our own culture, our own names that the Lord had given us. Go ahead.
Okay. It says because of the in fact, the Jews absorbed some of the native tribes.
In fact, they cleaved onto the house of Jacob. They cleaved onto the Israelites. They want to be a part of us because we didn't want to be a part of them, but they want to be a part of us because we were so great, because we had a higher social organism, right? Go ahead.
Okay. The Jews made use of every opportunity.
Right.
They were an industrious and skillful people.
We were industrious and skillful people with these laws, statutes, and commandments.
Right.
With our culture. That's why it's important to come to Sabbath service every week. It's important to learn your culture. It's important to learn who you are. It's important to learn where you come from. It's important to learn where you come from. I remember I was talking to a Hispanic guy, and he was like, I don't know. He kept telling me, I don't know where I come from in the Bible because I don't study it. That's not what we do in Christianity. I said, why not? Because there's 18 nations in the Bible, and everybody doesn't get the same kind of salvation, or everybody doesn't get salvation in the Bible.
Right.
He was like, well, as long as you believe in Christ, you get salvation. I said, that's not in the Bible. You know what I mean? That's not, I told him straight up, that's not in the Bible. You know what I mean? I said, now, where do you come from in the Bible? I don't know where I come from in the Bible. I said, where does Christ come from in the Bible? I don't know where Christ comes from in the Bible. I said, why don't you know? You say you know Christ, but you don't even know the man's nationality.
Right.
You don't even know what the man looked like. So he could be walking past you every day, and because you think Christ is a white man, you don't know that Christ that Christ is sitting right there. You know what I mean? Like you don't know that you're the greatest people on this earth. because you want to be equal, which is not in the Bible. Equality is not in the Bible. But he doesn't know his culture. He doesn't know his history. He doesn't know where he comes from. He doesn't know his stock. Go ahead, Art.
It says, in the Jewish Ghanaian states were found kings, princes, governors, generals, secretaries, treasurers, revenue agents, judges, architects, engineers, doctors, historians, language interpreters, mathematicians, jewelers, sculptors, masons, carpenters, painters of art, goldsmiths, leather workers, potters, armorers, saddlers, blacksmiths, agriculturalists, etc.
Boy, yeah, you hear all that? Do you hear all that? What we had in Africa's just right there with the Africans, but we wasn't with the Africans. You know what I mean? We was living in Africa amongst all the Africans, but we were totally separate because we had our own culture and our own civilization. Go ahead,
Salakia, even when it says secretaries, you know what that sounds like to me?
What?
Like a helpmeet.
Right? It sounds like
this way, sir. Your meeting will be in 5 minutes. I'll be sure to bring some, I don't know, like a hot towel or some water. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah,
like that.
Yeah.
Like there was like, you know, the receptionist, right? Yeah. Like you had different roles for different folks, right?
Like we had jobs for our women. Like they're gonna say, oh, you oppress women and this, that. You want to tell them, we're not oppressing women. You know what I'm talking about? We're letting women be doctors and everything like that. Commanding General Yohana sends women to school every year to college, so they can become nurses and doctors and lawyers and all that. The only thing she can't do is teach the Bible. That's one of the only things that she can do, and probably go to war.
Right, those two.
Yeah, because we're not gonna have our woman out there in danger.
Right.
We're not these savage Americans and savage Russians that have our women in danger. That's not going to happen.
Right.
We're going to keep our women protected. Like she should be. She should be act so delicate that she don't even touch the ground. Like the Bible says, you know what I mean? Floating everywhere. Basically.
Damn right.
Basically. And a woman in her right state of mind should be treated as such. An Israelite woman she should be treated as such. As a princess, man, because that's what she is. Go ahead.
Khan, the Black Hebrew Kings of Ghana.
We're done with that book. Yeah, we're done with the book. I just had to pull that so we can show them. But go ahead, keep going.
So we back in Genesis chapter 2 and verse 23. And Adam said, "This is now bone of my bones and flesh of my flesh.
Right.
She shall be called woman."
She should be called what?
She shall be called woman.
Go ahead.
Because she was taken out of man.
Right. So it's like man and woman. You know how when you have like a prefix, so the woe is a prefix because it's a man and in one woe man.
Right.
You know what I mean? So it's a prefix of it's a prefix of the word man, and so that's how you get woman because she's like a man, but she's not a man. You know what I mean? She's a like male and female. You know what I mean? It's like it's a prefix. Go ahead.
Cut slack if I could.
Go ahead.
So just to kind of clarify this for the Christians out there, because this is something that they're gonna be like, well, see, it says they took the rib out of him and sealed the wound, and so how do we know he's not talking about a literal rib, right? So how do we clean that up? Because when you look at right here where it says because she was taken out of man, we also know that men carry the seed, right?
Right.
Men carry the seed that bring forth our people. A woman can't give birth by herself
at all.
Her like every woman that's on the earth, they came from a man too. Now, like, yeah, you were born out of a woman. That's like, like if you take some food, right, and you put it in the oven to cook and it comes out a finished product, it was something else before it was put in the oven. You know what I'm talking about? Like the oven got it to rise and finish and everything, but it was from whatever it grew from. Like if it was a potato, it was grown in the ground. It was if it was some kind of fruits, things like that you end up making like an apple pie or something. It grew from a tree, which had seed in it, and men had the seed. So, You're talking about the same thing that we just mentioned above, where it says that she came from our nation because what? Because they come from lineages, and who's the progenitor of those lineages? It's the patriarch. It's the men.
It's the men. Yeah, absolutely right. Absolutely right. And I do you one better. You know, it says bone of my bone, flesh of my flesh.
Right.
What is a rib? What is a literal rib?
Oh, it's part of your bone.
It's a bone, right?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But when it says bone of my bone, flesh of my flesh, it's talking about family.
Mm-hmm.
So, so that rib, it has to be talking about family.
Right.
It can't be talking about a rib that comes out of your side.
Right.
You know what I mean? You can't even walk right if you don't have all your ribs.
Right. Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm talking about? How did Adam survive with how, I don't know how many ribs you have.
Yeah, you can't just be missing one.
You can't just be missing a rib. You know what I mean? You can break a rib and get it repaired, but you can't be missing a whole rib. Then your whole equilibrium's gonna be off.
Mm-hmm.
It's just how much Christianity does not understand the Bible, but they're not meant to understand the Bible because a Bible is a black man book, and they learn Christianity and the Bible, and their version of the Bible, or their understanding of the Bible comes from a white man.
Mm-hmm.
When the Bible is not meant for another nation, it's meant for the nation of Israel. Go ahead.
Right, Colonel Khan. Because she was taken out of man. Therefore shall a man leave his father and his mother.
Wait. Say that one more time.
Therefore shall a man leave his father and his mother.
So Adam had a father and a mother. So did Eve have a father and a mother.
There you go.
They had a father and a mother, because if a man had to leave at this time, and if Adam and Eve was the only two people on the earth, why would they leave a father?
Why would they have said that, right?
Yeah, there's no such thing as a father or a mother then. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? But there is a such thing as a father and a mother then, because Adam and Eve are not the only people on the earth. Adam had to leave his mother and his father and go cleave unto his wife, man.
Mm-hmm.
Go cleave unto his wife, man. Not be over there cuddled under Big Mama with his wife at home.
Right.
You know what I mean? With the kids, and he over there with Big Mama, cuddled up with Big Mama. I love you, Mama. Oh, Mama's boy. Get out on your own too and do something. Get out on your own too and learn the truth, man. And get out there and go teach teach the scriptures. You know what I mean? At the Alamo Plaza every Sabbath day. Go get out there and go learn, man. That's what you do. Go get out there and ask some questions and go learn from the Israelite School of Universal and Practical Knowledge, man. Get with the men of the Lord and get in the ranks of the Lord and become a warrior for the Lord. Man.
That's right.
Go ahead.
Colonel Khan says, as if it says, therefore shall a man leave his father and his mother,
right,
and shall cleave unto his wife.
And shall cleave unto his wife, man. Mm-hmm. Go ahead.
And they shall be one flesh.
And they should be what?
One flesh.
And they should be what?
One flesh.
Remember it was just talking about her.
That's right.
Closing
up. Was it close up the flesh instead thereof?
Yeah.
Right.
And this is now bone of my bone, flesh of my flesh. You know what I mean? So he took his family on the earth and made a family.
That's right.
They became like this. You know what I mean? They became one flesh. The understanding of the understanding. Her understanding became his understanding, became her understanding.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? They wasn't independent. Talking about I want a man, but I'm independent. It wasn't like that. There's no such thing as being independent in a relationship.
That's right.
You cannot be independent in a relationship. How can you be independent in a relationship when you have to depend on your significant other? That doesn't make any sense. Quit listening to these women that's rapping out here. Stop listening to them.
Right.
They're not going to do nothing but keep you single while they're out actually doing what their man wants them to do. That's entertainment. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. They're entertainers. They're not that. It's not real life. That's not really what's happening in their households. Go ahead.
Con. It says at verse 25, and they were both naked, the man and his wife, and were not ashamed.
Yeah, and when they said naked, it doesn't mean like naked, like no clothes.
Right. They always gotta
Go ahead.
They always gotta paint that picture with them naked with the little leaf and they white and it's like it's always like, and they in the jungle looking like Tarzan and Jane, right? They always have this persona of it being that way, but
right.
I mean that's what happens when you read the Bible like a white person, because they take everything literal which is actually which is interesting because they're usually a very sarcastic people, but they're taking everything literal in the Bible. You know what I'm saying? So they always look at it like it's just like as if the figurativeness of our language doesn't kick in for them in their mind when they hear it. Like, what's up, kinfolk?
Right.
What's up? What's up, folk? What's up, fam? You know what I'm saying? Bone of my bone, flesh of my flesh. Or if I'm at the crib, I'm not sitting in an actual crib where baby sleep.
Yeah,
I'm at the house.
I'm in my dwelling place.
Right. I'm at my dwelling place. You know what I'm saying? But you want to take it all literal, and now is nothing but confusion out there in Christianity because their misinterpretation of what's really being said.
Yeah, when it's not for them anyway, man.
Mm-hmm.
It's not for them anyway. It's for the Black, Hispanic, and Native American man that wants his culture.
That's right.
That wants his culture, man. That's who it's for, man. It's for that brother and that sister that really is tired of being oppressed.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? That's what the Bible's for. It's about that Black, Hispanic, and Native American brother, sister, and child that's tired of being oppressed and tired of seeing their people oppressed and want to make a change in the world. Because right now you're seeing a changing of the guard. You're seeing a changing of who's in power.
Yeah, you're right.
You're looking at it right in front of your face and you don't even see it because you see all the American economy is going down and the Russian economy going down. The economy all over the world is going down, but it does not affect Black, Hispanics, and Native Americans because we are separate. We are separate on this earth from everybody else. And the only reason why you're feeling it is because you want to be a part of everybody, all the other heathen countries, because you are a stinking Christian and you don't believe in the Lord.
Mm-hmm.
Tomorrow, but we believe in the Lord, so it doesn't affect us like that because we have brotherhood. You know what I mean? Brotherhood is a very important part. Go ahead, Art.
So just kind of adding to your point, because what you're talking about is heavy. You said that they're seeing it right in front of their face. They're looking at it. When they see brothers with this banner behind us and the school, and it's been going strong since 1969, what they're seeing is these humble brothers out here. Doesn't matter about whether or not we're rich or not. It doesn't matter.
Right.
What matters is the fact that we're correct. What matters is the fact that we're not ashamed because of our confidence in the scriptures.
Right.
And that has led us to being in a position of power. And that's what's going to continue to raise our power on the earth. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you know what? Captain Katazar said something like a couple weeks ago across the line radio about how other nations don't let stupid little petty things get in between their community. Mm-hmm. Right. But here in America, we let all different types we let Christianity come in between, Islam come in between, different understandings of the Bible come in between, Pan-Africanists come in between, communities of brothers of trying to do things for Black people and Hispanic people and Native American people and coming together and actually putting their differences aside. And you know what I mean?
Right.
We let every little thing come in between us being a community. Mm-hmm. And that's the reason why we don't succeed, is because we don't gather ourselves together. You know what I mean? We let every little thing come in between and stop us from becoming a tight-knit community. You know what I mean?
Right.
And it just be little stuff. It just be little stuff. But that's why the Lord said, you cannot make covenants with them. Mm-hmm. Because then you're going to start seeing yourself as they're going to start seeing themselves as them and going to separate themselves from their brothers.
That's right.
No matter if you're an Israelite, Kemetic, whatever, Egyptologist, Muslim, and all that, Christian, we're going to be separated. But we shouldn't be separated. We should be together in this, man, because this is a family thing, man. That's why we doing these Sabbath service to show our family that this is that this Bible is a family thing, and it's all about brotherhood, and it's all about understanding what the Lord wants us to do.
That's right.
All right, man. Let's go back to the Hebrew rock.
Come. We going into Genesis chapter 3, verse 1. It says.
Because now we're going to get into the deep, to the mysteries of it. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. All right. Verse 1. Wahanachash haya irawam makal thayath Hashada, Ashar, Asha, Yahweh, Alahayim, Waya Amar, Al, Ha'asha, Apa, Kaya, Amar, Alahayim, La'a, Tha'akalia, Tha'akalwa, Makal, Itazah, Hagan, verse 2. Watha'amar, Ha'asha, Al, Hanachash, Maparai, Itazah, Hagan, Na'akal, Na'akal, verse 3. You want me to read up to verse 7, right?
Yep.
Wamapara, Ramaparaya, Ha'itaza, Ishar, Bathawar, Barya, Hagan, Amar, Alahayim, La'a, Ta'akalwa, Mamanawa, Wala'a, Thaga Iowa, Bawa, Panah, Thamathawan, Thamathawan, that's what it is. You die. Go. Verse 4. Waya Amar, Hanathash, Al, Ha'ashar, La'a, Mawath, Thamathwan, verse 5. Kal, Yadayah, Alahayim, Kal, Bayawam, Kalkam, Mamanawa, Wanapakwa Chawa, Manapakwawa. All right, yeah. Ayana Yakam, Wahaya Yatham, Ka Alahayim, Yada Ayah, Tawab, Warai, verse 6. Wathara'a, Ha'asha, Kal Tawab, Ha'itaza, Lama Akal, Wakaya, Tha'awa, Tha'awa, Hawa'a, La'ai Yana Yam, Wanachamad, Ha'itaza, Lahasha Ka, Lahashakayo, Lahashakayo, Wathakwach, Maparayam, Maparayawa, Watha Akal, Wathathan, Gam, La Ayasha, Aima, Wayakal. Verse 7. Wathapakwa Khana, Ayana, Shana Yaham, Wayad Iowa, Kal, Ayaramam. It's Ayaramam. Ham. Is it Ham or Hama?
Hama.
Hama. Wayathapa Rawa. Ayla. Tha'ana. Waya Aisha Wa. Laham. Kadarath. Kadarath. That's the end of verse 7.
Yeah, let's go to the English. Yeah. Now it's gonna get deep. Deep.
Okay. This is Genesis chapter 3 and verse 1. Now the serpent was more subtle than any beast of the field which the Lord God had made.
Just that the serpent was more subtle than any beast on the field. And that, you know what I mean? The serpent.
Yeah.
What do we? So, and everybody gonna say this serpent. I want to go ahead.
It's like going back to the ebonics of it, right?
Yeah, but I want to keep going because I want to keep going. I don't want to give that away yet.
Okay, no sweat. I'll hold off on it. Then.
Yeah. The Christian church is gonna have you believe that this is a literal snake. But keep going.
Now the serpent was more subtle than any beast of the field which the Lord Yahweh had made.
Right, because a snake will slide up on you, get right there up on you, and bite you.
That's right.
It's subtle. It don't play no games. What's that saying? If you touch a snake, surely it'll bite you.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Surely it'll bite you. I don't know why people want to have snakes as pets and all that, but surely that snake is gonna bite you.
That's right.
You know what I mean? Ain't no such thing as a good snake. You know what I mean? That snake is gonna get out the cage and one day you're gonna be trying to feed and it's gonna snap on you. Go ahead.
Come. It says, and he said unto the woman, Yea, hath God said, ye shall not eat of every tree in the garden?
Wait a minute. So go back to it said unto the woman.
It says, and he said unto the woman.
So snakes got genders? That's what I want to know. There's a woman snakes and men snakes. There is no such thing as a woman snake or a man snake because a snake is a snake. A snake don't have genders. There's a lion and a lioness, but there's no male snake and female snake.
I didn't even know that.
Yeah, there's no male snake, no female snake. So go back to what it said.
It says, and he said unto the woman.
And he said unto the woman. So now we have a gender. Now we have a snake having a gender, and we have a snake actually speaking and talking to a person. Snakes talk?
Nah.
Snakes don't talk.
They don't talk, man.
There are snakes that talk, though. But I'm not talking about snakes.
Like literal snake.
Yeah, go ahead. I keep going.
It says, ye shall not eat of every tree of the garden.
Right. Go ahead.
And the woman said unto the serpent, we may eat of the fruit of the trees of the garden.
Wait a minute. So now Eve is talking back to the snake. So the snake is talking to Eve, and Eve is talking back to the snake. So now snakes have full-blown conversations with people, and people have full-blown conversations with snakes.
Right?
So go ahead.
You ever seen the movie Anaconda?
Yes.
With what was it?
I.S.U.P.K and Jennifer Lopez.
Was it I.S.U.P.K? Okay, yeah, it was I.S.U.P.K. That snake wasn't talking to nobody. He was swallowing folks. You know what I'm talking about? Like he was
crazy.
He was, or I say he, but it was just coming at you. You know what I'm talking about? Like Like I remember that movie vaguely, but like
I remember that movie.
I just appreciate that movie because a black man survived it. You know what I mean? Like that don't even happen in movies. But Salakia,
black man should have never been out there in the first place.
and that's true too. Just like LL Cool J in that Shark movie.
Right.
You know what I'm talking about?
He was just a chef. He was just cooking. He was a servant. He was like, I got to get a check.
It's crazy.
Go ahead, though.
It says, and the woman said unto the serpent, we may eat of the fruit of the trees of the garden, but of the fruit of the tree which is in the midst of the garden, God has said, ye shall not eat of it, neither shall ye touch it, lest ye die.
Right. Okay. Now, so now we already understood that the snake is not a literal snake,
right?
Because the snake has a gender, and the snake is having a full blown conversation with Eve.
Mm-hmm.
But we go to what you call it, ebonics,
right?
The ebonics of it that we don't call like what do we call somebody that snitches?
A snake?
No, somebody that snitches.
A rat.
We call them a rat, right?
Mm-hmm.
What do we call the police?
A pig,
right? What do we call an unloyal or a person that you can't trust?
Well, I was gonna say a bid, but that's
no. What do we call a person that we can't trust? It's sitting right there in front of you.
A snake.
A snake in the grass. Rappers rap about it all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Snake in the grass. I have to mow it down. Yeah, you know what I mean. Rappers rap about it all the time, man. Because we're a metaphorical people. Mm-hmm. Like to this day, that what's that song called not Jay-Z, Tupac with his gun, him and his gun.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? He's talking about dang man, I forgot the song name, but go ahead.
I was just gonna add to what you're saying, because I remember when Kevin Durant left the Thunder to join the Warriors, everybody called him a snake because it was like, oh, you can't trust this man. Like, but he earned the title of snake because of some slick stuff that he did. He ended up joining the Warriors, who had just beat him in the playoff. They called him a snake because of it. You know what I'm saying? So you can call people snakes too. That's all I'm saying.
Go to your phone, Google serpent. Give me the definition of serpent. I don't know if it's serpent or if it's snake. Well, I think it's snurp. I think it's serpent.
Here it is.
Okay, go ahead.
It says a sly or treacherous person.
A what?
A sly or treacherous person.
And that's serpent, right?
Right, a serpent.
So when it was talking about a serpent in the Bible, it was talking about a what?
A sly or treacherous person.
Man, that takes all the mysticism out of it. But you know but the Christian church is gonna have you believe. See, that was a snake. The snake came up to her and was ain't even say snake, it said serpent. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
A Komodo dragon could be a serpent.
True. That's a snake right there.
An alligator can be a serpent.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Go ahead.
So, like, I was just gonna say what you're saying is heavy, because when you think about it, the reason why people think it's a literal serpent is because the actual serpent on the earth has tricked them into believing it, because he's subtle,
right?
And he's slick and he's sly. And now he got everyone thinking that he's the Mr. Nice Guy, that he's the rich and famous and the popular and the guy you should vote into office and the guy that you should buy comic books about and action figures and all that, from Buzz Lightyear to Thor and Captain America. You know what I'm saying? The serpent, the real serpent, will make you think that the Bible is talking about an actual snake.
I want you to use the word I want.
What?
The deceiver.
The deceiver.
He's deceiving, the one that deceive you. You know what I'm talking about? I want you to believe that that the serpent is a snake and not himself. The devil that the Bible speaks about.
Mm-hmm. That old serpent now turned into a dragon.
Yeah. That's why Revelation says that old serpent.
That's right.
Because it's from way back in the garden. Mm-hmm. That old serpent, but now it's a great dragon.
That's precept right there.
I know. I know. I got it from Captain Cosmos himself.
Mm-hmm. Right. No, you're right.
You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Go. Keep going. All right.
Khan. It says, verse 4.
Start back at verse 2.
Khan, verse 2. And the woman said unto the serpent.
Right. So the woman said unto the sly talking man. right? The deceiving man. Right, go ahead.
It said unto the serpent, we may eat of the fruit of the trees of the garden,
right?
But of the fruit of the tree which is in the midst of the garden, God has said, ye shall not eat of it.
Right. So the Most High gave us a tree to eat from, which is those laws, statutes, and commandments. Because the trees of the gardens, the tree of the tree in the midst of the garden is not talking about actual trees. It's talking about nations and their philosophies.
That's right.
That's what it's talking about. But the Lord gave you your own trees to eat from, and your own instructions, and your own law, statutes, and commandments, your own culture that you can eat from.
That's right.
Right. That's why she made it a different. That's why she made a difference between the trees and the trees in the midst of the garden.
Damn right.
She made a difference between that. Go ahead.
Khan says, but the fruit of the tree which is in the midst of the garden, Yahweh hath said, ye shall not eat of it, neither shall ye touch it, lest ye die.
It says, lest ye what?
Lest ye die.
Right. What else? I want a precept that we like to use a lot. That's talking about this. That's talking about if you leave it, ye shall die.
You're talking about I know it's one of your favorite ones. You talking about Baruch?
Yep. Yeah. So Baruch 4:1. That is a precept. That is a precept for this, talking about the instructions of the Most High and the laws, the statutes, and commandments of the Most High. Because if you leave it, you shall die. Right. So if it says, ye shall not eat of the, or neither shall ye touch it. That's talking about the other nations and those philosophies.
Got it,
right? Because if you keep your own culture, if you keep your own trees, right, you'll live. But if you touch the other ones, that the other trees, and eat from the other trees of in the garden, like lest ye die, you're going to die, right? Now let's get that precept.
Baruch chapter 4 and verse 1. This is the book of the commandments of Yahweh,
right?
And the law that endureth forever,
right?
All they that keep it shall come to life,
right? So if you eat those trees that has your law, statutes, and commandments on it, you're gonna live. You're gonna be all right. Go ahead.
All they that keep it shall come to life, but such as leave it shall die.
Right, but if you leave it and go to those other trees and eat from those other trees, lest ye die. Talking about the law, statutes, and commandments of the talking about the law, statutes, and commandments of the Lord, and talking about those laws and whatever those other nations are talking about. Go ahead.
Slakia, but this goes back to whosoever believeth in him shall not perish but have everlasting life. You got to cut that Christianity right from the jump, because they try to say that the law is done away with, but then you read the scripture, it says the law that endureth forever, right? And they that keep it shall come to life, but those that shall not perish are those that are keeping the law of life that endureth forever.
Right.
You know what I'm talking about? Like there's a condition that needs to be met so that you can continue to live prosperously on the earth. And
those laws are taught first given to Adam, and then it was given to Eve. Adam gave it to Eve and taught her his understanding, because they became one flesh.
Right.
Because they became one flesh. It's just like with any man, when you start learning new knowledge and new understanding, you want to teach your wife. You want to teach your kids.
That's right.
You know what I mean? You want to teach them what you know, so that way they don't have to. They can have some protection. Keep going, because it's going to talk about them being naked. Go ahead.
back in Genesis.
Yeah, back in Genesis.
So
everybody understand that about the trees, being different nations or different understandings of the nations. It's talking about Buddhism, and it's talking about Confucianism, and Shiva and Isis and Ra, and what's the other ones? Talking about Jupiter and the sun god and the moon god and all this extra, and Islam is that's what it's talking about, because every culture on earth has a different philosophy or a different understanding of what the Most High wants. You know what I mean?
Right.
They want to put their own spin on it, lean on to their own understanding. We're gonna get that in a minute too. Go ahead.
Khan out of one Khan. It says in verse 4, and the serpent said unto the woman, ye shall not surely die.
She's still having a conversation with the serpent. with the sly talking man.
Right.
This cannot be a literal serpent or a literal snake.
Right.
It cannot be, because they're having a full-blown conversation, and there's no way that you can have a full-blown conversation with an animal. Even with a parrot mimics what you say, but you can't have a full-blown conversation with it where it has its own thoughts and be like, yeah, but it won't. It just won't happen.
Right.
There's no animal that's going to do that. There's no animal that's going to do that. A dog's going to go woof, woof. You know what I mean? You going to go woof, woof, woof back to it?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? You can tell a dog, hey, come here, sit, stay. And they're going to do it, but they're not going to have a full-blown conversation with you like, it's not. It's just not. It's just not going to happen. It's never going to happen. It never happened in the past. It's not going to happen in the future. It's not. Go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead. I got
that reminds me of that TikTok video where it was like, bark at your dog, and the person was like, woof, and then the dog, you see the dog go like what? You trying to be? No, we can't do that. We can't conversate.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I know. You're like you sound Chinese to me, or you sound like a different breed of dog. I don't know this dog speak. You trying to sound like me. You know what I mean? Like, it's not. There's no language barrier. It's not like on what was it? I forget what show it was where they put a little tool, or put a little machine on the dog, and now you can talk to the dog. I forget what it was, Jimmy Neutron or some goofy stuff.
Yeah,
I don't even remember.
It could have been Jimmy Neutron.
I don't know. I'm just saying though, like, you can't have a conversation with an actual dog. You feel me? And there you go. That's heavy right there, a priest. That's right. What he says is right on point. Christianity turns the Bible into a fairy tale. There, you throw that on the screen right there. Right. Yeah, but the I.S.U.P.K takes the Bible and we bring it out the way real folks will bring it out. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the way it's supposed to be. You got to understand it's Ebonics, because Hebrew is Ebonics. We're always trying to make words and phrases as short as possible. We're always trying to say a lot without saying much. One of the best ways to explain all of that when saying a snake is just saying the word snake rather than going into expounding the detail on it. You know what it means because it's always been like that. It's always been that sleek, deceiving person, right?
Yeah.
We're not talking to snakes, all right? You're not, just like how you're not seeing a seven-headed dragon in Revelation.
Hey man, don't get me started on that.
Just like in the book of Daniel, where it's talking about the beasts, right? Where it's talking about the bear and the Persian, what do you call it? The leopard with all these different scenarios where you see in the scenery. It's not like that, man. We reading the scriptures more in a correct way. We come in correct with the Bible. And that's how you're supposed to go about reading it. And then it all makes sense.
Honestly, when they see a snake with two heads or some shit like that, that's dead, because a snake can't have really two heads or it won't survive, right? So when they see something like that, like a birth defect, they be like, they start getting scared. Oh, Revelation's coming to pass. Yeah. Well, y'all know y'all don't read Revelation. Stop it. Stop. Like, it's crazy. It's crazy to me. It's crazy to me. Go ahead though. Keep going.
It says, and the serpent said unto the woman, "Ye shall not surely die."
Right there you go. He told him, you ain't gonna die. It came with that nice and soft. You ain't gonna die.
Mm-hmm.
It's okay. It's all right. The Lord loves everybody. You know what I'm talking? The Lord loves everybody. You can go ahead and be a homosexual. You can go ahead and cut your man parts off and become a woman. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? It's okay if you think you a man, think like a man. Mm-hmm. It's okay. Don't worry about it. It came with that nice, soft, sensitive voice. Start being deceivers. First you tried to get her with the old tongue twister. You know what I'm talking about? You all right? Go eat off every tree up the field. No, I can't do that. The Lord told me not to. It's all right. You're not going to surely die. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean?
That's Slack here. Go ahead. I gotta bring this up because this is what you see in the world. This is your experience. You shall not surely die. That's the same thing as when that person's like, when you was growing up and you being peer pressured at that party. It's just one hit.
Yeah,
you just smoke a blunt, man.
Right.
It's just one hit.
Get that reach the head. Yeah,
it's just. I mean, it's just and other things like that. Oh, you could get an abortion. We'll cover the cost of that.
Yeah, it's all right.
Yeah.
Your body, your choice.
You got to try different men, figure out which one you like. That's what
you know what I mean.
You know what I mean? Like it's that mindset that gets put. Oh, you could open an OnlyFans, and then you're gonna see just how much everybody wants to see you.
Right. Keep reading because it's gonna get into the spirit of it.
Right. It says, "Ye shall not surely die, for God doth know that in the day ye eat thereof, then your eyes shall be opened, and ye shall be as gods, knowing good and evil."
He just told that black woman, "You are God." He turned into polite
black woman.
he turned into the Comedic Brothers. You are God.
Right.
You will be God. Your eyes will be open, and you will be spiritual.
Right.
You know what I'm talking about? How come when it's spiritual, it always got to take about taking your clothes off.
Right.
You having sex with some guy, this guy, that guy.
Mm-hmm. You shaking your behind. Right.
Yeah. You know how many women on TikTok and OnlyFans and all that shaking their behind and talking about they spiritual?
Right. That's nothing spiritual about it, man.
There's nothing spiritual about it. You are a whore.
And you stank. You need to take a shower, woman.
You feel me?
You feel me? Yeah, that's the thing, man. And then that beguiles the men to want to be okay with that.
Right.
Because men are like Will Smith. They acting like simps out here because they'll do anything to get the box. And they're not men of the Lord. And they're men that are weak in their mind and they don't have discipline. So they're just gonna go right along with what that female with the big chi-chis tries to tell you to do.
Right.
Because that's what she wants to do. Because she wants to have fun. And
right.
She wants to be a god and know good and evil.
Yeah.
And she wants to go smoke that blunt and you know what I'm saying, and do all the things that make her feel like she has some status on the earth when we have to earn that status through righteousness,
right.
not through lust and taking the easy way out and accepting wickedness into our life, because that leads to our death.
Right. My question is, how come when they got the knowledge of good and evil, right? The king gods got the knowledge of good and evil. Where's the good choices at?
Mm-hmm.
All I see is women with evil choices putting their baby daddies on child support.
Damn right.
Having sex with multiple men at once. Be living with a brother, trying to talk to another brother and having sex with a different brother. You know,
I've seen it. I've seen it
too many times.
None of that, man.
Too many times in life, man. That's what happens all over America, man.
That's right.
Then they on OnlyFans, shaking their behinds and things like that with their kids in the video. We also got young daughters and they shaking their behinds. Got men running in and out the house. They smoking weed, drinking, getting drunk, like popping pills. Right now, women do more drugs and do more. Smoke more weed than men.
That's true. I seen it, man. You're right. I noticed that. It's weird.
Men, and that's because they're unhappy, because they're gods on the earth. Because nobody wants to tell the black woman to clean herself up and to be better than what she is. So she smokes weed because her man is effeminate and you know what I mean? And she has a whole bunch of mental problems that nobody wants to help her with because she's a god on the earth. That's what they told her. She's a god on the earth, when really she needs to be under a black man that's telling her the truth, a strong black man. Let me say that. Go ahead.
That's heavy what you're saying too, because what a woman will notice is she's going to, and this is men too, applies to men as well. We're not just bashing on women, saying the He-Man Haters Club or nothing like that. All we saying is that this is what's happening right here. This is what's happening in the scriptures. And the thing about it is that when a woman is going into the world and doing the things of the world, she's experiencing that good and evil. What's the good? The good is actually, the evil is her fulfilling the lust of her flesh, right?
Right.
Doing things based off her flesh. And then the good is actually the remorse that comes from that. She's clashing against herself because she's trying to live with the consequences of doing things that are wrong. That's why they got all the anxiety in the world. That's why you see that on the rise. That's why you see women that are just tweeting on Twitter just to get attention. So they say sluttier and sluttier things just to get a retweet or just to get a viral tweet. It's like we've been conditioned to want that attention, but at the same time, knowing that path is not good for you leads to their depression that you see at the same exact time. So it's that good and evil that's at play here, and it's making their mind clash with their flesh.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
That's why they smoke weed, because they know that they're doing wrong, but then they smoke the weed and then they'd be like, "Oh, F it."
Oh, Salaki, I gotta say, because
Like,
what you
F
say is
it.
on point.
Let me get drunk. Oh,
Yeah.
F it.
So,
Yeah.
how often do you see this where a woman that's a single mom, she's out with her friends, she's out drinking, she's out clubbing, and you see it on the Snapchat because she posts her private, life all over the internet. You see her going out to the club, and you see her shaking her behind and kissing her best friend, homegirl, and all that. You know what I'm saying? Like, they doing all this, and then the next day they spending the whole day with their kid, and they're trying to make sure that you see that too. Like, oh yeah, by the way, I'm a good mom too. Right? You were just out acting like a hoe all night. Now you trying to make up for it because it's Sunday fun day, and you trying to take your daughter to Jungle Gym or what's that, bounce house or whatever you call it. Like you trying to make up for the whoredom you did that day by trying to come across as a good, solid mother. You doing the good and evil. You experiencing that because you trying to you falling for what the serpent said is as you being a God on the earth and doing whatever you want, whenever you want, with no obedience to the Most High and no show of compassion or respect for what the Most High has set for us to do on this earth.
How many times have you seen the woman be like, I don't go out all the time, but then she be out every Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, right? And then she be like, but I pay my bills though, and I take care of my kids. You can't take care of your kids. What, you take care of your kids 4 days out the week?
Man, she got sugar daddy or something. Because how you going on vacation 3 times a month?
Because the government take care of her.
I'm just saying, I'm seeing it. I'm not like, it's something to behold because it's like this is the scriptures being so real with what we see every single day out here in the world. It's incredible because it's so exact, and it also it leads to her death. It's the sad part about it. It leads to her death, and that's what we want to stop. We want to stop that cycle, man. How are we gonna stop that cycle if we ain't turning to the Most High and not eating from that tree of evil, not following after the other nations and their doctrines? Because that's what it is. That's exactly what it is. And so we ought to not be deceived by that serpent, by that heathen doing that smooth talk to us.
Amen. What he gonna slide right up in there and be like, you don't need that, man. Mm-hmm. You can be independent.
Yep.
Yeah. That's exactly what is gonna happen, man. Give me
what scripture you need? What you paraphrase? Which one are you looking for?
I don't need to paraphrase. I'm just trying to see if it's right now. Let keep going. Keep going.
It says, and the woman said unto the serpent, we may eat of the fruit of the trees of the garden, but of the fruit of the tree which is in the midst of the garden, Yahweh has said, ye shall not eat of it, neither shall ye touch it, lest ye die.
Right. Keep going.
And the serpent said unto the woman, ye shall not surely die.
Don't worry about it. It's your body, your choice.
That's exactly what it says.
That's wild. That's
you
wild.
Shall not surely die.
It's wild because like the Most High is spot on with it. Like it's just that's why it's crazy. Like the Christian church cannot be reading this Bible. That's all I know because it's like it's very spot on. It's no games about it. It's like and then the next verse is going to show you keep going.
For Yahweh, verse 5, for Yahweh doth know that in the day ye eat thereof, then your eyes shall be open.
You'll be spiritual, brother. You'll see everything. You'll know what's going on in the world.
Woke.
And you'll be woke. Stay woke, brother. Stay woke, sister. That's what you're talking. Stay woke. Now, go ahead. Keep going.
Okay. And ye shall be as gods.
As what?
As gods.
You will be as gods. That's why they say the black woman is God. And and the crazy part is they say the black woman is God because she creates life in her womb, brother. Mm-hmm. She creates life in her womb.
Right.
And you sitting there thinking like, but she can't do it without a man.
Right.
Right. And then nowadays women be like, oh, my baby was immaculately conceived because she went to go sleep with with Tyrone that went upside her head and didn't have no job or couldn't afford nothing, and you know what I mean, didn't want to take care of her, you know what I mean, or help her out with the baby or anything like that. So she's talking about, now my baby was immaculately conceived. I did this by myself. You know what I'm talking about? You be looking at her like, girl, are you loony? You're loony bat. That's exactly
what it is.
Go ahead.
And the one thing that you'll see, even in brothers, especially brothers in the world, is that when the serpent here is saying, "Then your eyes shall be open," that ain't no difference than when someone tries to convince you to smoke weed, right? Because they're gonna be like, "Oh, well, you're gonna start thinking different. You're gonna open up. You're gonna be able to write those lyrics if you a rapper." And that's why every rapper. Why does every rapper got to smoke weed before they write?
Right.
Because it quote unquote opens their eyes to good and evil, so that their lyrics that come out on their paper on their pad when they're writing is actually good and evil. They might try to say some deep stuff, but then you're gonna say something about killing your brother, or you're gonna say something about popping some whores, or you're gonna do something, you saying things that are off because your mind is off. But you think that your mind is open. You think your mind is open when you hit that, what's that stuff called, DMT or acid or mushrooms, or all these different things. Like, not just, and the thing is, Christianity is the DMT.
Right.
Christianity is the weed.
Right. And Pan-Africanism.
Yeah. Pan-Africanism, Kemetic, knowledge, all that stuff. That's all the drugs too for your mind.
Because when you get that,
that's bad for you.
Because when you wear that ankh and you be like, ankh is the symbol of life because it's a vagina and this, that, and that, and that. You be like, brother, what? What? It's all about science, brother. You don't understand the science of it.
No,
and then you get into the real comedic stuff, and they come about all the homosexuality and other men playing with men's penises. You know what I mean? You be like, brother, what's science about that?
That's evil. That's the doctrines of the other nations, just as toxic as drugs are, just as toxic as fulfilling those lusts and going after knowledge that we ain't got no business going after.
And saying that the black woman is God is so toxic.
Right.
It's so toxic because you're not giving her no limitations. Like, you're just telling her black woman is God. So now she thinks she can do all of this and do all of that, and she ain't gotta listen to a man because she's God and she's this and she's that. And a woman being out there alone, and I'm not gonna say single because they're never single, but a woman out there being out there alone is totally a bad subject, because then she's gonna give her body to every man that she thinks is okay and have a baby by every man that she thinks is okay, and none of them are really okay because all they want to do is pop her and leave her. So when she goes to her dad and be like, I like him, and her dad's gonna be like, her father is gonna be like, no, don't do it.
Right.
Don't mess with that man. She's gonna go behind her father's back and disobey her father and have sex with that man. And then when she has sex with that man and have a baby and he leaves her, right? Which he's not supposed to do. He's not supposed to have sex with that woman and leave that woman. But when he leaves that woman, then she's gonna be in a low state. You know what I mean? In a depressive state. And that father is gonna have to go in there and try to heal his daughter, but when she didn't listen to him in the first place.
That's right.
You know what I mean? That's why it's horrible to say that black woman is God. It is horrible for that, because you are not giving her any limitations where she don't have to listen to her man, her father, her older brother, nobody that knows better for her. Nobody that knows better for her. She thinks she knows best, and she don't really know best. Go ahead.
And it's a disservice to a sister too to tell her that, because the sister is most beautiful when she's humble, when she's soft-spoken, not a loud mouth, not acting tough like you the man of the house, right? It's disgusting when you see out there, because every girl out there now is damn near like acting like Tyler Perry, Madea. Always want to be tough, want to be gangster,
Or what's
disgusting as it is that he even does that. I don't know how. Yeah, but how can you live yourself if you out here making millions by dressing like a woman? But he's eating from that tree of evil for sure.
What's that chick's name? Meg the Stallion. You know what's heavy about Meg the Stallion? A stallion is a male horse. She's supposed to be a Meg the filly. Yeah,
Meg the doe, right?
Yeah. She's supposed to be a female horse, but she wants to be a male, so she calls herself a stallion. And now every black woman wants to be a stallion. Well, a stallion is a male horse. Do some research. Google something. Use your Google machine, like General Muhammad says. You know what I mean? But they all want to look up to her and Cardi B and everything like that. When Meg Stallion got shot by a man that she was dating. You know what I mean? Like, they're not understanding this. Cardi B says Cardi B is cooking and cleaning for her husband, but telling women out here not to. She don't cook, she don't clean, but she still get the ring. But meanwhile, she's at home cooking and cleaning for her husband.
Right.
If with millions and millions, she probably makes more money than her husband.
Mm-hmm.
But she is still at home cooking and cleaning and being a wife.
Right. Damn right.
You know what I mean? Don't believe these music. It's not going to be a hot girl summer for you. It's not a hot girl summer.
Mm-hmm.
The hot girl summer is going to be burnt up by thermonuclear wars. Thus saith the Lord.
Most High willing, yes.
So it just might be a hot girl summer.
Yeah.
It just might be a hot girl summer. You know what I mean? Because the Lord is going to burn them up. Don't be out here doing that nowadays. Don't be out here doing that. That is not how you catch a man, ladies. You get a man, right? You get a man by being a soft-spoken, a feminine, a beautiful, dainty woman. That's right. How you get a man.
Mm-hmm.
You don't get a man by shaking your behind all over Facebook and YouTube and the strip club and this club and that club. That is not how you get a man.
That's right.
You know, tomorrow you'll get a little boy that just wants to pop you and leave.
Mm-hmm.
That's what you'll get if you want those things. And eventually you're gonna get pregnant. You know what I mean? And be a single mother.
If you have the kid.
Right. If you have the kid, but you're going to be a single mother. Like you don't want to, your mother was a single mother. Now you're a single mother. Your daughter's going to be a single mother. Stop the cycle.
Right.
Stop the cycle by listening to the I.S.U.P.K, the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge.
Mm-hmm.
Listen to Commanding General Yohanan when he tells you to clean yourself up. Right. And if you need help cleaning yourself up, get in class. Go ahead.
Just going off what you're saying, man. What you're saying is heavy because what people need to understand is that stop being religious and start being more tribal. Because we're tribes out here. And the tribes follow orders, and the tribes have, order in the ranks, and that structure is there to keep us safe. It's there to keep our spirit safe. Having people looking out for your spirit, having people looking out for your flesh too, making sure that you're not living in a way that's going to lead to your death, in a way that's going to have you run into more problems in your life. Wouldn't it be great if you just didn't have problems every single day, every single week, where you have to worry and have doubt, and then you end up compromising on your integrity because of all the trials that you go to and you give in to them? What if you had the ability to win against all those trials? You know what I'm saying? But it requires your obedience. It requires true, genuine obedience, and that's something that our people lack. So this is why this school exists, is to put that back in our minds, is to make sure that we continue to basically look for that life that we get from the scriptures, the truth of the Bible, not no Christianity, not no fake stuff. That's why we break it down Genesis in a way that you probably ain't never heard before. We talk about the firmament, talk about the animals, talk about everything in more in depth, which is what you always wanted to hear, but you never got it in the church. Well, you could get it right here, and we're not charging you nothing. We're not shaking you down for no money. We telling you that this is what it is, and you have the choice to walk through that door.
We are shaking them down.
You know what I'm saying?
We are shaking them down. We shaking all them demons off, and we're going and trying and getting them to keep the laws of God. We are shaking them down to the laws of God. Literally, you know what I mean? Literally, we're shaking all them demons off, man. You know what I mean? Because we're tired of the 52 fake out here with the Christian church.
Yep.
They're giving you the 52 fake, and the Islam is giving you the 52 fake. Because Islam will tell you that we are the chosen people of God, right? Mm-hmm. But then they'll go to an Arab religion. That's what I'm saying. It doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense. How can you be we're the true Jew in the first place, but then go to Islam and worship a rock?
I'm paying attention to that too.
Go ahead.
I'm seeing on Twitter, like there was this one. She was a sister, right? I believe it was a sister. She had converted to being a Muslim, right? But what I'll say is this: what happened was she went and journeyed to that stone that they journeyed to. What was it called? That Kaaba stone or whatever. She journeyed to the Kaaba stone over in Mecca, and she had her daughter with her, and the whole congregation there got after her because her daughter was being loud. Like that's the kind of people that they are. So she kind of had a stain on the experience because she over here trying to do their thing, trying to follow after them and their customs, and they getting after her because she tried to bring it down her daughter who's loud. You know what I'm saying? Like that's like you in the UPK, you see kids running around joking and laughing and having a good time and being kids. Because guess what? We're building the kingdom.
Right.
And we're building a kingdom on this earth. Who is somebody to get after that? I mean, the scripture said to be fruitful and multiply. Why are you tripping when kids are gonna be kids? But here you go wanting to follow after their culture, right? And all that's doing is leading to more confusion because now you half stepping and you ain't, now you're not even gonna be that. You're just gonna be doing your own thing out in the world.
Really?
You know what I'm saying? Like y'all didn't quit playing. Come back to these scriptures, man. This is what we do in the UPK. Brothers out there that are in the truth. Big ups to all the brothers that are preparing to come to the Lord's Passover this upcoming week. You know what I'm saying? Because we keep God's commandments.
April 15th, Cocoa Beach, Florida, 301 Tucker Lane.
Matter of fact, you in this class right now watching this video is keeping God's commandments because you listening in on the Sabbath service.
Right.
You ought to keep the video on and not click out of it. The reason why I say that is not out of some petty stuff, but just letting you know, hey, continue to rehearse the righteous acts of the Most High.
Right, and you're gonna miss some good information. That's what's gonna end up happening.
Now, what happens is that our people, they get uncomfortable going to church. I get it, and you should, but they take that into the truth. They get uncomfortable with being around their culture. What I mean by that is you just can't wait for class to be over so you can go back to doing what you're doing. No, you're supposed to be training to make this your lifestyle,
right?
To make this what you enjoy. To make this your true love, because that's what the Most High wants us to do. He wants to see us return back to that before saving us. But we want to go and go around in this garden or this field called the world, and now you want to know good and evil. Well, 10 times out of 10, you're going to turn to the evil rather than the good if you do that.
Because it's just easier being evil.
Mm-hmm.
It's easier to serve everything else. It's easier to serve Baal and the sun god than to serve Christ. Go ahead, Ark. Let's keep reading.
Verse 6, and when the woman saw that the tree was good for food and that it was pleasant to the eyes.
It was what?
Pleasant to the eyes.
It was what?
Pleasant to the eyes.
Now, hold that. Give me Proverbs 3 and 15. It could be 3 and 5. Lean not to thy own understanding.
I
want to say 3 and 5.
Yeah, it's 3 and 5. Proverbs chapter 3, verse 5. Trust in the Lord with all thine heart, and lean not unto thine own understanding.
It says, trust not. It says, read that one more time.
Trust in the Lord with all thine heart, and lean not unto thine own understanding.
Right. It says, trust in the Lord with all thine heart, and lean not to your own understanding. Mm-hmm. What did Eve do?
She leaned to her own heart.
Right, because it was pleasant unto the eyes. It wasn't pleasant to the Most High, because the Most High told her what was pleasant already.
Right.
But she listened to the snake, and she leaned to her own understanding. Mm-hmm. And her own understanding. Keep reading now.
Con.
Well, not on that. Is that it on that?
There is. Verse 7.
Go ahead.
Be not wise in thine own eyes.
Right. Don't make yourself wise above the Most High. Try to be wise above the Most High. Mm-hmm. Don't be wise in your own eyes. Always revert back to the Most High, man. To the understanding of the Most High. Keep going.
Con. Fear the Lord and depart from evil.
It says, do what?
Fear the Lord and depart from evil.
So, I said you're going to know good and evil.
Right.
You should fear the Lord and depart from that evil and only choose the good.
Mm-hmm.
Only choose what the Most High says.
Right.
Don't choose what you think. Don't choose what everybody else thinks. Choose what the Most High says.
Damn right.
That's the only choice. Is what the Most High said. Mm-hmm. Now let's go back to Genesis. I just had to pull that because that's what
time.
Yeah, I know. Go ahead. That's what I'm trying to get through it.
And when the women saw that the tree was good for food, and that it was pleasant to the eyes, and a tree to be desired to make one wise.
Right. But it just say don't be looking for your own wisdom. You know what I mean? Don't look for your own wisdom. Look for the wisdom of the Most High.
Right.
You're trying to be wise and trying to eat that tree that'll make you wise, when the Most High is the only thing that makes you wise. The Most High's understanding is what makes you wise. Go ahead.
And she took the fruit thereof and did eat, and gave also unto her husband with her, and he did eat.
Right, because because your husband's supposed to, he's gonna trust you. You're his wife. Y'all supposed to be one flesh. She's supposed to be thinking like him. So she gave Adam that good old pork. You know what I'm talking about? He gave Adam that pig that he's not supposed to eat, but it's good on the earth because it's supposed to be on the earth eating all the trash and all that. So there's nothing wrong with the pig, right? There's nothing wrong with the pig, but it's wrong to eat it. But she fed that to Adam. She fed these black women as God. You know what I'm talking about? She fed that to Adam. Go ahead.
Slakia, I gotta say this because this is so heavy when it says that it was pleasant to the eyes, right? So that's something that catches all women all day and men too, right? What's pleasant to the eyes of modern day women? They go to the store and they see that slutty looking outfit where they barely even have any clothes on and say, dang, I would look good in that. I'm gonna go ahead and wear that, right?
Right.
Or they see something else that they like that pertains to the other nations, it pertains to their cultures and not our own. You know what I'm saying? And that's kind of just an example of that, right? Tattoo, heavy right there, big time. Tattoos, they see that tattoo, they're like, oh girl, we gotta go and get tattoos. They're trying to drag you along to get friendship tattoos and all this weird stuff. Now you at the flea market buying dream catchers and you know what I'm saying? Like now you dang near making shrines at the house. You feel me? Like that's what happens is they take one taste and then they hooked and they just need more and more of those things that are pleasant to the eyes. You feel me? You hear what I'm saying? Or pleasant to the taste. That's why you got our sisters out there doing anything that it takes to take part in the higher status in society. I brought out in the previous class on how, especially Israel, what do? We get envious of the other nations. Like when you see them eating fancy food at a restaurant, they eating lobster. So now you want to eat lobster. Why? Because you think that it's pleasant to the eyes to see such fancy food being prepared. And now you got women that are now selling themselves so that they can get a sugar daddy that'll fly them out to Hawaii, and they on the plane eating shrimp at first class. They eating the shrimp, they eating the oysters. They're like, ooh wee, this pleasant to the eyes right here. This pleasant to the taste.
Right.
And this is the influence of the other nations because little do they know it's killing them.
And what they're gonna say is can't nobody tell me what to do.
There you go. Be not wise in thine own eyes,
and
right?
I'm telling not even the Lord. Yeah,
apparently not.
Ain't nobody gonna tell me what to do.
Right.
But what did the Lord say?
Right.
Yeah, I don't care about that. So they act like they don't want to read it.
That's right.
So if you don't want to, just because you don't read it does not make it not going to be true. You know what I mean? Just because you don't read it does not make the oracles of the Lord invalid.
Right.
Just because you don't want to read it.
Right. Well, I was a precept on that, which was
keep going on. We got
okay. It says verse 7.
You're gonna be late.
And the eyes of them both were open, and they knew that they were naked, and they sued.
Wait. Go back to verse 7. Read that.
Verse 7. And the eyes of them both were opened.
So at first they didn't know they was naked. Mm-hmm. They didn't know that. So now their eyes are open.
Right.
You feel me? Now they spiritual. And go ahead.
And they knew that they were naked.
Now they know that they naked. But it's not a regular naked with no clothes on. Mm-hmm. It's talking about being naked as in not having no protection. We use this today like when like you ain't got no weapon on you, and you know what I mean? Like in the streets, you're like, no, I'm naked. You know what I mean? Because you ain't got no protection. You feel me? So at first they didn't have no protection. So at first they had the protection, and they didn't know that they were naked. They didn't know they didn't have no protection because the only thing they ever seen was the Lord. You know what I mean? The only thing they ever seen was the Most High. So they didn't even know that there was other things out there that can make them not naked, right? And keep going. Let's read that again. Now they knew that they were naked.
Now they knew that they were naked,
right? So now their eyes are open, and now they don't know that they don't have no protection. Now they didn't. Now they're just following every other religion, every other understanding on the earth, all the other cultures, and they didn't know. And they didn't know. They knew they were going to die when they followed those, but they didn't know how they were that they didn't have no protection. You feel me? Now they really know that they don't have no protection.
Yeah.
Now they know.
Mhm.
Now they know because now they suffering from drugs. Now they're suffering from eating pork, shrimp, crab, lobster.
Right.
Now they're actually suffering. Right? Go ahead.
Verse 7. And the eyes of them both were opened, and they knew that they were naked, and they sewed fig leaves together and made themselves aprons.
Right. So now they're trying to hide their nakedness. Now they're trying to hide from.
Yeah.
They're trying to hide their
Yep.
that they don't that they're trying to hide that they've been eaten from the other trees of the nation.
Yo, hey.
Now they're trying to hide it. So now they got tattoos, right?
Right.
And now they're trying to put on long sleeve shirts.
Right. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Now
Right.
now they're trying to put on long sleeve shirts.
Right.
Now they trying to they smoking weed.
Right. Exactly. I was about to say.
So now
Go ahead. Now what you doing now? You
feel me?
You using the eye drops to keep your ass from being red. You chewing gum. You got that mouthwash, right?
Yep.
And now you putting on some cologne to cover up the smell. You know what I'm saying? Because you got to clock in, and now you afraid to lose your job. So you
Right.
paranoid at work.
Right. So
You putting on the apron.
but the Lord knows all.
Right.
The Lord knows all.
Do you want me to get that or not?
What?
What he brought up. He was talking about Roman.
Go ahead.
Romans chapter 3 and verse 5.
Start at verse 4.
Verse 4.
Let God be true.
God forbid, yea, let God be true.
Right. Let God be true, right? Let this Bible be true. Go ahead.
But every man a liar.
But what?
But every man a liar.
Let God be true, but every man a liar.
Right.
So let this Bible be true. When you go in this Bible, you understand this Bible, and you
It was good, man.
yeah.
Shalom in Christ.
You understand understand this Bible, right? So you let God be true, and you let all that it's your body, your choice. You let that be a lie.
Get up out of here with
Right?
that.
It's only one hit. It's okay. Let that be a lie. Getting tattoos, let that be a lie. Pork, shrimp, crab, lobster, let that be a lie. But the Most High be true, man. But the Most High be true. Keep going, all right?
As it is written, that thou mayest be justified in thy sayings, and mightest overcome when thou art judged.
Right. So you might be justified in your sayings. That's why everybody speaks from the oracles of the Most High.
That's right.
Everybody in the I.S.U.P.K speaks from the Bible. We're not speaking on our own vain understanding and nothing like that. We're speaking straight from the Bible, and everything that we're saying, you're going to get it out of the Bible, because we're not playing that vain talking game where you can just talk and talk and talk and talk and not bring out no scripture. Bring out one scripture where you read 2-3 verses, right? And then your rest of the 30-40 minutes, you just talking about how God has fixed your life. How God has fixed your life, but every Black, Hispanic, and Native American person out there is getting murdered in the streets by the police. You know what I mean? On drugs. You in the middle of the hood, and they selling drugs right across the street from your church. You know what I mean?
They selling drugs in the church.
Yeah, they selling the water. They selling drugs in the church. You sleeping with the women in the church that have husbands. That's not going to happen. You know what I mean? That's not going to happen here in the I.S.U.P.K. Why? Because we speak from the oracles of the Most High, man. Go ahead. You got more scriptures today in Hebrew and in English than you would ever get in the sermon at church.
That's what I always tell folks.
I always say get at a sermon at church, man.
I was gonna say you learn more in one class in the I.S.U.P.K. than you did your whole life in the Christian church.
And that's the crazy part about it. That's the crazy part about it. You like, dang.
Now
man,
imagine going to class 2 or 3 times a week. Brothers in the truth that have been doing this for 20 years, 30 years, 40 years. You see what I'm saying? Like, you know how like you talking about Super Saiyan level
ammo.
You talking about you talking about Super Saiyan 3. You know, brothers don't like watching Dragon Ball Z and shows about them getting tough and strong. But if you want your spirit to be strong, you got to lock in and continue to study and continue to learn from renowned men who have taken the time to dedicate their lives to it. Because then you're gonna find out just how much of a benefit it is to you when you stay with just the tree of life rather than the tree of knowledge of good and evil.
Right. And Barakatah Yahweh Yahweh for commanding General Yohana. You know, for keeping this truth, man, because if it wasn't for him, would none of us have this truth, man? Would none of us have this truth? Keep going, all right.
Did you want me to go back to verse 5?
Oh, you already read verse 5?
No, that we was in verse 4.
Yeah, but we need verse 5.
Verse 5, but if our unrighteousness commend the righteousness of Yahweh, what shall we say?
Right.
Is God unrighteous who taketh vengeance?
Right. Is God unrighteous who taketh vengeance? Is the Most High unrighteous who taketh vengeance on the unrighteous?
Mhm.
You know what I mean? The people that's unrighteous and causing us to err, like our leaders, right? That's causing all Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans to be swept up into these other nations and selling us out to these other nations and teaching us these vain things,
Mhm.
right? So is the Most High unrighteous for judging that unrighteousness? And is he righteous for judging the righteous acts of the priests and the prophets? Is he righteous for that? Is he right or wrong?
He
Like,
right for that.
That's what's right. That's justice.
Mhm.
That's justice right there. Is there any more on that?
Salak, no, that was the end of verse 5.
All right. Give me Titus. No. Give me Titus 1 and 11. Or 1 and 10. And we done. We're gonna be done. Salakia.
Titus 1 and 10.
Yeah, you got to get to work, right?
Sir.
All right, we can take 10 minutes.
Titus chapter 1 and verse 10.
Right.
For there are many unruly and vain talkers.
Right, because there's many unruly and vain talkers. There's you know what I mean, unruly, like they're just out here spitting all types of evils to our people. God loves everybody.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? The laws of God have done away with.
Forget about it.
You know what I mean? Your body, your choice. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Like they're not teaching about tattoos anymore. They're letting homosexuals in the church. There's many unruly talkers, right? Go ahead.
Right. It says, and vain talkers and deceivers.
And vain talkers and deceivers, man. Talking about just nothing. They're just talking about nothing. They're talking about Geb and this and that and Anubis. They're talking about other guys that's not going to help our people or not help nothing that's going to do anything for our people.
Right.
Nothing. Mm-hmm. Absolutely nothing. Absolutely nothing, because they know about Geb, but they're still doing drugs. They know about Geb, but they still passing all their women around the conscious community. They know about you know what I mean? So it's not helping their people at all. It's not helping people at all, man.
That's right.
You got something to say?
So what you're saying is heavy. I'm gonna look. So what it is like there's vain talkers. They're just trying to sound deep.
Yeah.
But they're not saying anything that's beneficial, and it's showing doctrinal. Like you think of the perfect example, Polite, right? tries to talk deep, tries to say all these things, but what he is he's a zip coon. That's what it is. A zip coon, somebody who just tries to sound like they deep and spiritual and intellectual, but it's fake. It's fake, and it doesn't have no substance behind it, and there's no truth behind it. And that's what a zip coon is, and that's what these snakes out here doing, is that they affecting us like that. You want me to highlight that?
I want you to mark where we left off in Genesis. I think it's 7.
Come on, I got you. Yeah, Genesis end of verse 7. That's where we stop.
Wait, we wasn't done with Titus.
Oh, my bad.
he was just like, yeah, we through.
Salakia.
You know what I mean? That way we can know where we stopped at.
Let's see if I can back there on 2 swipes. Titus, huh?
Mm-hmm. I see you ruffle some feathers. A couple people left.
Titus is only 1 page. All right, so all right, Salakia. Verse 10. For there are many unruly and vain talkers and deceivers, especially they of the circumcision.
Right, especially they of the circumcision. So is that so when they say especially they of the circumcision, now who are they talking about?
Talking about the other nations.
No, it said especially they of the circumcision. All the nations aren't subsequent to the circumcision. Who are they talking about when they say especially those of the circumcision?
I have to say probably like the pastors and stuff like the
there you go.
Yeah, but who is that? No, who is the circumcised? Who like when they say circumcised? Who is that?
I say like the churches.
No. You're on the right. You're on the right track. But who is it? Who? The churches aren't the only ones that circumcised, because they have. I guess
just like the people y'all were saying that try to talk deep and not really saying anything.
We got that part, but when it says of the circumcision, right? Who's the only people on the planet that got the circumcision from the Most High?
Us, right?
Us who?
The Hebrews.
There we go. That's what I was looking for. That's what I was looking for. It says especially them of the circumcision.
That's right.
Right. So it's talking about the vain talkers, the unruly talkers of the circumcision, meaning like the black church, the Islam. You know what I'm talking about? The Nation of Islam, the black, you know what I mean? The blackity black folks of the conscious community.
Right.
That's what it's talking about. That's what it's talking about. Keep going.
It says, whose mouths must be stopped.
And it says their mouths what?
Must be stopped.
There were these mouths of these other nations. I mean, not the nation, but these mouths of these unruly, vain talkers, deceiving talkers must be stopped.
Right.
They must be stopped. Right? Why must they be stopped?
Because it's polluting our people.
Keep reading.
Oh, Salaki. Who subvert whole houses.
Because they subvert whole houses. They subvert whole houses. The man, the woman, and the child. You know what I mean? They subvert whole houses. That's why it's important to have your woman in check, man. That's why it's important to have your woman to have this understanding, because she's naive. You know what I'm talking about? She's naive. She's gonna go out and somebody's gonna get in her ear and she's gonna say, and they're gonna be talking to her. She's gonna be like, and she's gonna come back and bring that stuff to your household, to your children. And you don't want that to your children, because you're trying to build your children up in the Lord, in the truth.
That's right.
Right. That's why it's important. That's why it's important to have to have those battles, like General Muhammad or Commanding General Yohana says, the battle with your woman. You know what I mean? Spiritually and you know what I mean with the scriptures. You feel me? Because if you bring something in there that you can't combat, she gonna be like, oh nigga, you don't know nothing, and she gonna go right off into the world and go back to doing whatever she was doing. That's why it's important for you to come to class and come to camp and learn.
That's definitely true.
That way you can have the ammo.
Yeah.
And you can cut that straight from the start. Cut it down and chop the whole conversation down. Done. 2 scriptures. You know what I mean? For real. Go ahead.
It says teaching things which they ought not.
So teaching things which they ought not to teach. God loves everybody. Your body, your choice. The black woman is God. All these different things, and with a black woman, that why won't that sound good? Black woman is God. Why won't that sound good? You know what I mean? Why won't that sound good? You are God. I am. You know what I'm talking about? It sounds amazing. It's just not the truth.
Yeah.
It's just not true, but it sounds amazing. You know what I mean? So they teaching things they ought not teach. You remember when you was a kid and you was finna touch something, and your mom would be like, That's exactly what that is right there. I don't teach that. They ought not to teach.
Right, exactly.
You know what I mean? That's exactly what that is. That's what the Most High is telling them. You ought not to teach that thing there. You know what I mean? Because like we said earlier, the Most High is going to judge that unrighteousness. He's going to judge the unrighteousness. Just like he's going to judge the righteousness, he's going to judge the unrighteousness too. And that's going to be, and you don't want that unrighteousness judgment. You know what I mean? You don't want the Most High to come in with the elbow drop.
Right.
You know what I mean? With the choke slam. Because that's what he's coming with. He's not coming with hugs and kisses.
Right.
Most High is not coming with hugs and kisses. He's coming with elbow drops and choke slams and lefts and rights and jabs and crosses and uppercuts. Yeah. You feel me? He's going with Hebrew Academy work.
You had that sword. He's coming with that sword. Where that at?
Right,
you put the sword down.
Go ahead.
It's like it. It says, teaching things which they ought not for filthy lucre's sake.
Right, for filthy lust's sake, because they want that woman out of her drawers, out of her underwear. You know what I mean? So they say, the black woman is God. You know what I mean? I am. First thing come off is the clothes. Got to come off. You God, but the clothes got to come off.
Right.
You know what I'm talking about? Like you God, but the clothes got to come off. That ain't that something? And then when they say, "Oh, your body, your choice," your body, your choice, right? No, that's the Most High's body. That's the Most High's temple. It's His choice. You know what I mean? You shouldn't be getting no abortions. You shouldn't be sleeping with multiple men. You know what I mean? Like there's things out here. God don't love everybody. You know what I mean? But for the lust of it, they say God loves everybody because the women are filling the churches. And they're single women. They're not women with men. Single women out there filling those churches, giving all that money. You know what I mean? Giving all that money. Here you go, Pastor Boy. You taught a sermon today. The Lord's going to take care of me. I know the Lord going to give me that new house I want. That prosperity doctrine. Everything's prosperous.
and having fun.
Yeah, and having fun and cool. That's why when you go to church, they got praise dancing and all this extra nonsense. You know what I mean? Because they need the women to they stand up and they cry and hoot and holler because they had a concert
for 4 hours.
Yeah, they're at a concert.
Yeah, I seen that.
They're at a concert. They're not at a church service. They're not at a place where they learn and they can ask questions. Mm-hmm. They're at a place where they need to just and feel spiritual. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? They don't have they don't. It's for lustful sakes. It's lust. It's all lust, man. It's all worldly lust at that. They don't battle their flesh. They don't have a fight with their demons. You know what I'm talking about? Here in the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge, you fight your demons all day long, every day, and you have brothers to help you fight. You know what I'm talking about? When you hear when you in class, you ever think about what's going on in the world?
No,
never.
Well, unless we're talking about what's happening in the world.
Well, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about like yeah, like you know.
Yeah.
I don't even worry about that no more. I don't even worry about that no more. Oh well, I can't pay my rent. You're gonna evict me. Oh well. What we say then? I'm just gonna make a call to my camp leader, and we're gonna figure it out. You know what I mean? Oh well, like yeah, you know what I mean? What you gonna do? Fire me from my job? Oh well, I was. You know what? I was looking for a job when I found this one. Like you know what I mean? Like what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do that hasn't been done already?
Mm-hmm. I think it's like you. And when you more locked in to the truth, the more locked in you get, then the more everything doesn't phase you. You know what I'm saying? Things that pop up in life, they stop phasing you, and people see that and they respect it, and it draws them to want to be like that too. Because especially those that came against you when you started learning the truth, and they tried to say this was bad and this is a cult and blah blah blah, and then you find out it's not a cult, it's a culture. You know what I'm saying? like you gotta finish the word. It's a culture. And you coming into that with confidence and righteousness and discipline.
Right.
And they're seeing you staying locked in and continuing to learn. And now you memorizing scriptures like you Denzel Washington in the book of Eli. You remembering the Bible in ways that they never had seen you before. Because they're used to that drug addict version of you. They're used to that undisciplined version of you that they can control. And now they can't do that because they can only respect your real hustle or your real grind to stay locked into the truth. Right. And that draws them closer too.
And the worst thing you can ever do is see a priest and prophet teaching on the streets and walk right past them. Mm-hmm. That's the worst thing you can ever do. Walk right past, especially for you, Black, Hispanic, or Native American. That's the worst thing you're gonna do because that's sudden death right there.
Because they was out there for you.
Yeah, because we're, you know what I mean. That's what we're out there for. We're not out there for the white people that want to walk up and give boot kisses. We're not out there to get boot kisses. We're out there to wake up the 12 tribes of Israel. Right. And the Lord just uses boot kisses for the 12 tribes of Israel to see that. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And be like, what the hell going on over there? Because they ain't never seen that before. They ain't never seen white people on their knees giving boot kisses to Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, to the slaves. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm talking about? The future rulers of the earth. They have never seen that. But they see it nowadays because the I.S.U.P.K is out there getting them.
I ain't seen that when the fake Israelite groups was trying to be in San Antonio on the street.
Where they at now?
Hell, I don't know.
Where they at now? Where's the IU? Where is all the fake Israelite groups out in San Antonio now? All right, that's what I said. That's what I'm saying. I'm looking for them. Yeah, you feel me?
It's not about numbers either.
It's not about numbers, but we're looking for them because we break all fake doctrines.
That's right.
Break all fake doctrines. All right, with that, Amajim.
Khan, we're doing the Lord's Prayer and the Elashawan Kodash.
Hold on one second. My bad, Salakia. Oh man, Salakia. Hold on.
Oh yeah,
we forgetting everything because.
Oh, is that before the prayer or after? Tell me, the priest.
I think it's before. It's before. It's after the reading.
Oh yeah, Salakia Khan. So you're right. La Yashala.
La Yashala. Take it to the face. Keep going, man. Every little drop.
All right.
Yeah. That's my
Don't make me
brother,
fall
man.
out over here.
I love my brother. Man.
All right, sorry, we're gonna turn and face the east. Abanawa,
Shabbat
Shemayim,
Shemayim.
Kodash, Hayah,
Hayah.
Shemka,
Shemka.
Yahweh,
Yahweh.
Malakwaka,
Malakwaka.
Taba'ah,
Taba'ah.
Ratazaka,
Ratazayaka.
Hayah,
Hayah.
Aisha, Ba'arataza,
Ba'arataza.
Kawa,
Kawa.
Hayah,
Hayah.
Bashamayim,
Bashamayim.
Nathalanoah,
Nathalanoah.
Lacham,
Lacham.
Kal,
Kal.
Yawam,
Yawam.
Wasalachlanoah,
Wasalachlanoah.
Kawawathnoah,
Kabawathnoah.
Kasalachnoah,
Kasalachnoah.
Kawawathyonoah,
Kabawathyonoah.
Wala'ah,
Wala Allah.
Tabaya'ai
Tabi'ayanoah.
Banasayawan,
Banasayawan.
Abal,
Abal.
Ahushaynoah,
Aishayanoah.
Mayan,
Mayan.
Rai,
Rai.
Kaya,
Kaya.
Laka,
Laka.
Hamalakwa,
Amalakwa.
Waha'ala,
Wala Allah.
Wa'atha Pa'arath,
Wa'ata pa'arah.
La'ai
Aman.
Aman.
This is the Lord's Prayer in English. Our Father,
Our Father,
which art in heaven,
which art in heaven,
hallowed be thy name.
hallowed be thy name.
That Yahweh,
Yahweh,
thy kingdom come.
thy kingdom come,
Thy will be
thy
done
will be done
in earth
as
as it is in heaven.
it is in heaven.
Give us this day
Give us this day
our daily
our
bread,
daily bread,
and forgive us our
and
debts
forgive us our debts
as we forgive our
as we
debtors.
forgive our debtors,
And lead us not
and lead us not
into temptation,
into temptation,
but deliver us
but deliver us
from evil.
from evil.
For thine is the
For
kingdom,
thine is the kingdom,
and the power,
and the power,
and the glory,
and the glory,
and forever.
forever.
So be it.
So be it.
All right. Now we're going to do the. We got to salute the Torah.
Don't come.
Yeah, we got to close it up. Hey, help us close up the Torah.
Oh, it's got Velcro on it.
Yeah.
You want me to go ahead and have that sound?
Yep. Lift it up.
Keep it together.
It's you. Right shoulder.
Go over there.
Mm-hmm.
Just move the camera back a little bit.
Yeah, move the camera back. Here we go. Here we go. Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shabrak Ya.
Yahweh Bashim, Yahweh Shabaraki up.
Mm-hmm. There we go. I'll go back to say.
Back into right now.
All right, we good. Yeah. Now we're gonna give one courtesy salute to the brothers. Right. Oh man, hold on one second. That's why we gotta get that piece.
I gotta show you how to do it.
No, it's just the way the what's name piece don't fit in there all the way. We're gonna give one courtesy salute to the brothers. Men of Israel, Madam Shabbat, Amajim, Barak,
Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shabbat.
Yadi Matah. We're gonna give a turn to the sisters. We're gonna give a courtesy salute to the sisters. Men of Israel, Madam Shabbat, Amajim, Barak,
Yahweh Shema Bashim Yahweh Shai.
Yadi Matah. Class dismissed.
Let's see that. I'll show you how this goes.